Let's roll. The Wicked Wednesday has begun, a tradition like no motherfucking other. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people, the bus, and everybody else in between, from Costa Rica to California, Montreal to Minnesota. The countdown to Masters tee-off is on. And I believe the first golf ball will be struck at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Yet the television coverage does not begin until 3 o'clock Eastern, which makes perfect motherfucking sense, doesn't it? You know, the most popular golf tournament of the year, they don't actually like fucking show the first fucking 6 hours of it. It's like, you know, it's, you know, I don't know. You guys want tradition and shit. Like, you know, fuck your tradition. All right. Show the fucking goddamn fucking tournament. How's that for tradition? There's your tradition. Fuck you. All right. Tradition is an over fucking used word. Fuck. Tradition. Ooh, tradition. Fuck. I remember when the Buffalo Bills wore a red fucking jersey. People went fucking ape shit. Fuck. Oh, it's fucking tradition. Oh, no. Fuck. It's like, yeah, because wearing blues worked out fucking great for us. Fuck. Yeah, we've won so much wearing blue. What the fuck do you care? Fucking tradition. Tradition exists until, you know, until there can be more money to be made. And then that's the new tradition. Look at college sports, man. We've pissed all over tradition already. And college sports moves on fine. Right? Tradition. Just show the fucking tournament. You know, it's baffling to me. It really is. It's like fucking showing the Daytona 500. Everyone's fired up. Hey, the Daytona 500. Like, this is the first golf tournament that anyone gives a shit about. Like, if I spent, like, you know, we've kicked it with Jeff a bit on Tuesdays talking golf for betting purposes. You know, like, listen, we bet on fucking Filipino basketball. So betting on a PGA golf event isn't like, you know, out of left field, but like, even we break down the Masters. You know, we spent a lot of time today. I've got all this information up here right now. I don't even have to look at anything. We're ready to go. I'm looking forward to the Masters. So I don't know. I guess fucking I'll be following it like old school. That's the one good thing. I guess it's the tradition. You know, like in the old days, fuck, I don't know. I didn't see anything. Fuck, we hardly saw anything on TV. I used to gamble on shit. Fuck, I'd never see. You know, seriously, I used to listen to games on the radio. That was my thing. Like TV, fuck, unless you had a satellite dish and shit. And at times I did, actually, with the old chip. You know what I mean? It's like a dude. You'd get like the card. You stick the card in the box. So the only thing is, like, you know, right before WrestleMania and shit, Vince McMahon would fucking scramble the code and shit. You know, there just used to be games a week, but it's crazy the power of a fucking AM radio, man. Like in the old days, it's nuts. Listen, I've been a degenerate gambler for a long time, man. So, like, even in the 80s and shit, when I was a teenager, man, I was like flicking around the dial and shit. And it was like any game I bet on, I would find. It was bizarre. I was like, I got money on DePaul basketball. I'd be like, moving an inch. I'm like, yeah, let's see if I pick up that station, Chicago. I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah. And you sort of get two stations at once and shit, but you're getting the game in the background. It was fucking weird. You know, I'd get like pretty much everything, like, you know, except for the West Coast stuff, like fucking Midwest, old school, man. Old school. Like CFMB. The 50,000 watt juggernaut. There is something cool about AM radio when you know it's like, fuck, this fucking signal's booming like everywhere. When I used to host the Expos post-game show, man, we get calls from fucking like Delaware and shit. Great show, Gabe. People listening on the radio. It's fucking insane. All right, so speaking of old school, Tim Anderson is going to step up and join us this evening. As Tim Anderson reminds me of a dude that used to work at the Montreal Gazette. Maybe he still does, actually, but there used to be a guy. He worked at the Gazette, Paul Delane, I think it was what his name was, and he covered the horse racing scene in the sports section. and like senior sort of like, you know, senior issues, senior tax issues and mortgage issues and, you know, sort of grants, like senior sort of money type deals and like senior real estate and shit. And I met the dude and he was like fucking 40 or something. I was like, dude, I swear to God, man, I thought you were like fucking like 70 or something. He's like, well, why would you think that? I'm like, I don't know. You fucking cover senior citizen shit, senior tax fucking cuts, and fucking the horse racing industry. Like Tim is a you know, like Tim's like a 29-year-old though with the same, like Tim can hang out basically, like, you know, with like Tim can hang out with the seniors, like a family dinner and shit. And I didn't tell you guys this, but I got into it with an old lady in Montreal. Not really, but I asked this old lady for fucking directions. All right. All I, you know, not even directions. Listen, I don't live in Montreal anymore, man. I was fucking confused. All right. I kind of like, I walked in a circle and shit. I was all fucking hungover. I was like, I don't know where the fuck I am, man. I knew where I was, but like it was this park and I tried to take a shortcut, but I ended up like fucking myself and I really didn't know. I knew where I was. I'm from Montreal, so I knew where I was, but I didn't know where the fucking studio was in correlation to where I was. So I was going in circles and shit, and I see this old lady. She's even getting into a car, fuck, all right? This fucking little old lady. So I say to her, I'm like, excuse me, fuck. I say, excuse me, and she says, she asks me in English. She's like, yes. I'm like, do you know where? And right away, she's like, no. Like right away, fuck. Like I could have asked her fucking anything. She was going to say no. So I told her, I said, thanks for your fucking help. And then she responded back. She goes, I told you, I don't know. And I said, I never even asked you the fucking question. And then I realized I was standing on the street fuck on Easter Sunday arguing with like a fucking 78-year-old lady. And for a minute, I sort of felt bad for a second. I was like, man, I shouldn't have fucking got into it with that lady. But then I realized I'm fucking 47. Like she's closer to me than me getting in an argument with some fucking kid. So fuck her. I didn't get into a lady with some old lady. I got into an argument with a fucking bitch old lady. All right? Listen, I'm not, you know, the old shit's done. I'm old. So it's like, you know, like I said, I actually felt bad for a second. Then I realized, I was like, dude, you're 47. Fuck. That lady was probably like 68 or something. It's like, big deal. Fuck. You fucking got into an argument with a lady that's 20 years older than you. Like, she's practically your age. Like, so, you know what? I don't feel bad. And you know what? You were a fucking bitch because whatever I asked you, you wouldn't have fucking answered me. I feel liberated now. Next time any old fucking person gets in my way, I can just say, fuck you. And I won't feel bad because I'm old. It's like, whatever. I just look better than you. I may look young, but I'm old. So you know what? Screw you. That's fucking right. That's one of the privileges of being part of the Sterling Club. Fuck. You can tell other seniors to go fuck themselves. Yeah, all this to say that Tim Anderson is a well-cultured man. But look, what's the best way I can phrase this? Tim Anderson is the only 29-year-old in the motherfucking world that likes fruitcake. Yeah, don't play the old card shit with me, Van Fob, man. Just because I look like I'm 27. Hey. Yeah, so Tim, there is no curse Anderson, steps up and in to talk some Masters golf, except, I believe, that I do have something in common with Tim Anderson. No, I don't like fruitcake, but I've got something in common with Tim in that I believe that we're both sick of this Tiger Woods stuff. I've noticed Tim Anderson blowing back on some of this over Tiger Woods hype going on. Now, for the record, we're on the Colorado Rockies. Rockies do have runners on first and second right now. Toronto Raptors are up by 14 with 3 minutes left. The Pelicans are murdering the fucking Grizzlies. And we've got the Spurs and the Lakers starting. And this Spurs-Laker game, like, repulses me, fuck. I know it's on TV. And, it's the fucking Lakers, the last game of the night and stuff. I like the Colorado Rockies better. I like the Rockies better. But this Spurs-Laker game, I fucking hate the Spurs. I'm not just saying that. Like, I don't like the Spurs, fuck. They really piss me off. They always fuck me. Like, they fucked us last night again. It's like you fucked me for the last time, Penny Packer. What the fuck? The Spurs probably win and cover. The Lakers have kind of tapped out. They're all, the Lakers. The Lakers went on a nice run and stuff, but their season's done. Everybody's hurt. Lonzo Ball's a big fucking pussy that never plays. Brandon Ingram's got a fucking concussion. They're sitting him out for the rest of the season, essentially. Randall's a stud. Kuzma's all right. Kuzma's good. Pope puts up points every now and then. I don't know. I don't want to lay the points. I don't want to lay the points with this game. I don't want to lay the points. I don't know. I can't. You know what? I don't have a strong opinion on this. I can't just force something. I'm not going to bet it for the sake of betting it. I'm putting my foot down. We talk about being more disciplined. This is a classic example. I don't like the Spurs. I'm not laying 5.5 points with these fucking geriatric cocksuckers. Fuck. Speaking of old men, fuck. All right? Tony Parker, Ginobili and shit. You guys should just fucking retire, man. I like you. I'm not trying to be a dick and stuff, but whatever. I'm extremely sick and I'm not in a good mood. So you're fucking terrible, all right? Like, if Greg Popovich was such a fucking genius, he wouldn't think he could win a fucking championship with Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Patty Mills on the floor all the time. And don't give me this shit that LaMarcus Aldridge is out or that Kawhi is out. You built the fucking team, all right? It was the same bullshit when Kawhi was there. You can't win. You don't have good point guard play, man, all right? LaMarcus Aldridge's good. Kawhi Leonard's not there ever. And everyone else sucks. Everyone else sucks. Pau Gasol's old. Fucking Parker's old. Ginobili's old. Patty Mills is old and average. You're an old, average fucking team. I don't know how you win as many games as you do. Like, I swear to God, fuck. I've seen the Spurs play on TV 10 times this year. I swear. I think they must have lost 9 of them. And I was probably on them 7 of them. I'm not falling for it. And I don't like the Lakers. If anything, I'd take the Lakers, to be honest with you. If I had to, I'd take the fucking Lakers. But I like the Colorado Rockies. It's a shitty fucking game. But that's why there's in-game, all right? We'll have an opportunity to jump in on the in-game here. If we think, look, you guys want chocolate. Look at this. Milk chocolate from Laura Secord. A full Easter bunny. And I was talking about these, the Laura Secord eggs. Look at this thing. This thing's just like a chunk of sugar and chocolate and shit. It doesn't look like it would be good, but it actually is. I haven't had one of these in like 20 years, though. No, that's Laura Secord, Drew. They don't make hollow shit. Laura Secord is high-level fucking high-level Canadian chocolate company. High-end chocolate store. All right, Raptors are about to win 94-77 right now. It's about motherfucking time. Good job, guys. If I'm going to rip you, I got to applaud you. Good job. Now, we should note that the Boston Celtics are a beaten down, depleted team that played last night. But you know what? Like, we're a beaten down, depleted team that fucking played last night. So it is what it is. Yeah, you guys got a few more injuries than us, but no one feels, I don't give a shit. That's life in the NBA. We played last night. It sucked. You played last night. It sucked. It is what it is. Yeah, Laura Secord's good stuff. Here, let me open this thing here. You can never open anything nowadays. Fuck. What up, Kyle Hamburg? Fuck, man. Why is fucking everything so difficult to open? Fuck. This is one of the smaller ones. There's a bigger one, but man, it's pretty heavy. Ooh, fuck yeah! This is serious. Serious stuff here. There's like an icing, not icing, but getting the old fucking knives out here. See, it's like a gooey, sort of sugary. Like I said, it doesn't like look great, but it's over the top fucking sweet. Like it's the type of thing, it's better when it's slightly cold. Not like overly cold, but just slightly cold. You know, you put this in the fridge for a couple of minutes type of thing. But it's one of those chocolate deals that, and I'd like to thank Joanne, a regular in the chat here, for hooking us up with the Easter chocolate. Very nice. And she heard me talking about this the other day. I said, man, I haven't had one of those Laura Secord Easter things in years. I'm almost scared of it, though, because like I said, it's one of those things you bite into and your forehead goes like, holy fuck. It's like a fucking extreme ass fucking sugar rush, man. Yeah, like this thing. Yeah, Baz knows. How many of you have had this before? Jimmy the Bag. What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy knows Laura Secord. Have you've had one of these Laura Secord eggs before, Jimmy? You've had one of these. So people explain how good they are. Like these are serious. Exactly, Tip. These are top notch. Top notch. All right, so I'm sick as fuck. But no, Mae West are awesome. Yeah, Larry knows them. These are like old school, man. Like, it used to be, when I was a kid, this is what my grandmother would get me. Joe Louis or Mae West. They're both fine cakes. Tim, Jimmy, Babano, Canadian chocolate. I know, it's the crazy Canuck hour. We got the full bunny here, too. And speaking of which, there's a conservative fucking politician tonight that's freaking out because I guess the official Canadian weed logo, like the government sort of logo, like, you know, about weed, this chick is freaking out. She's like, it looks like fucking Team Canada's hockey logo. Babano steps up and in. And we know Babano never answers questions whenever we ask him. He's like a politician, Babano. He boots things around unless it comes to soup. All right? Unless it comes to soup. So what's going on, Babano?
Yeah, I got to be like Donald Trump. I've got to have all my bases covered. I got to tell half the people what they want to hear, the other half what they want to hear. So Trump
doesn't tell half the people what he wants to hear. Half the people hate everything. No, that's what Justin Trudeau does. Justin Trudeau will say something to you and then go next door to your neighbor and say the exact opposite. Just, you know, that's the liberal democratic way. They'll say whatever the fuck you want to hear. Donald Trump just says whatever the fuck he wants, and I don't think he really. I know he doesn't really give a shit what people want. But so Babano, have you ever had a Laura Secord chocolate egg before?
I can't say I have. I've had Laura Secord chocolates in a box. I've not had the Easter egg kind. No.
How the fuck can you have not fucking had what? Did you just move to Canada 4 years ago?
I've had Laura Secord. Did you hear me? I said I have Laura Secord chocolate in a box. I just haven't had the Easter kind. I've had Laura Secord. Of course, it's in every mall that I've been to in this area, so can't avoid it.
You know what? I got to Trudeau, he's gone. You know what? I've got to lay off on Babano. Fuck. I was going to say I don't think there's Laura Secord's a little upscale for Hamilton.
Yeah, exactly.
like honestly.
We're not good enough for Laura Secord chocolate.
How many Laura Secord places can there actually be in fucking Hamilton?
The Lime Ridge Mall has one. That's on the Hamilton Mountain. Eastgate Square. They used to have one. Last time I haven't been there in like 8 years, but I remember back then they had a Laura Secord chocolate place there. It's good chocolate. I love the chocolate there. I don't have it often, but it's good. I got no complaints with Laura Secord. If you like it, go for it.
Yeah, people are noticing you're a little surly tonight. What, you're in a bad mood tonight, Babano?
I'm not in a bad mood. I'm good. You're just making it sound like it's crazy that I wouldn't have had Laura Secord Easter eggs or whatever that was, Easter bunny.
It is crazy.
Yeah. Hey, I got to lay off the chocolate, you know. Hey, can't have it every day, yeah.
When the Laura Secord truck delivers to the Hammer, they don't stop. They just say, here's the package, and they keep driving. No, the thing is, Laura Secord is sort of a waspy, upscale fucking, I don't know, like, it just is. Like I said, my aunt works for Laura Secord, and she fucking, like, I know stories, all right? But
you better be a good chocolate churner there in that place. They demand perfection. The way I'm looking at this thing, whenever I've bought stuff there in the past, it's like perfection. You got to do it just in the right way. You can't make a mistake. You can't screw up. They want perfection. These people that work there, it's unbelievable how efficient they are.
I mean, the bag says it seems like you need a hit. I think so too. Like, you know, do you have a beer there, Babano? Is that a problem? No beer tonight?
No, I got the beer. The beer's here. The beer's here as always. Yep.
I don't know. There's something just a little bit different about Babano tonight, it seems.
Maybe I'm upset because college basketball season's over. Maybe that's it. That is kind of disappointing. Yeah.
Now, thanks to Big Will, who actually sent me this exactly. We saw today was right outside of Hamilton. A Kentucky Fried Chicken fucking bucket. Like, not all, I mean, in the old days, all the KFCs used to have these big fucking, you know, the big bucket outside and shit. The big, the huge ass signed novelty bucket. The fucking bucket crashed today on top of a taxi cab.
I know, scary shit.
Right outside of Hamilton. And it's Cam Stewart's birthday today. And I told him, man, the irony would have been awesome, like, somehow if Like, imagine Cam on his birthday was going to Kentucky Fried Chicken and he was fucking crushed to death by a KFC bucket.
Done in by the thing that he's loved his entire life. It wouldn't make sense at all. Like, I wouldn't believe it if I saw it.
We all know. We all know that KFC is bad for you in more ways, but more ways than one.
It is, yeah. That KFC, by the way, that happened at, it's a King at Dundurn. It's that corner in Hamilton. I had a really shitty meal one time there, and it was terrible. It was really poorly done. It's hit or miss usually with KFC. One location can be great, another not so good. I got the popcorn chicken. Well, half the popcorn chicken, the popcorn was the size of this. It's like a little marble, and it wasn't cooked right. I mean, you could barely. It's like, did you put any chicken in that? I mean, what did I pay for? But yeah, I mean, I didn't have a great experience with that. The popcorn chicken, the last time I was there, about, 8 months ago or something.
Kyle Hamburg says you can eat a whole family meal. Kyle, last week, man, fucking Cam Stewart comes in here. We're playing What's in Cam's Bag on the radio show. So Cam pulls out. Look, I still got the fucking coupons here. Looking. I want to order some right now, even though I just ate. So, look, we play What's in Cam's Bag. Cam bust out. Look at this, Kyle. They deliver KFC in Canada. So, like, we can order KFC here. $14-piece family special.
Yeah, if you plow through all the coupons, the problem is you're digging your grave much earlier than anticipated.
Yeah, so Cam's like, I'll leave you some coupons. And I told him, I said, you know what? I'm going to order. This is a good deal. Look, it's not bad. 4-piece dinner with the fries. 4 pieces of chicken and a fries for $7.99. So I was like, yeah, I'll get that. And then I was like, yeah, but I need a salad with it or some fucking gravy or something. So macaroni salad. And then Cam's like, well, if you're going to do that, you might as well just order the fucking $19.99 9-piece family pack. And I did. It ended up being fucking $40, although I did order a big gravy and I ordered a fucking piece of strawberry cheesecake with it too.
Yeah, the sides kill you. Break your back on this delivery shit. Just skip the dishes. Yeah. It's the same thing. I mean,
there's a $5 delivery fee with KFC. Yeah. They just called out flat plus the tip. They're like, it's $5 delivery fee. That's the little catch with these fuckers.
I'm paying more money for the sides and for the delivery fee than the actual main entree, the main meal, for crying out loud. So many of these places, it's the same thing. It was
pretty nice though, Babano. I had my own bucket of fucking KFC chicken. Fuck here. I was just digging in, and I wasn't even counting and shit, but. See, Kyle, I don't know, you know, obviously Kyle can eat more than me, but I tapped out after 5 big-ass greasy pieces at fucking KFC. But I ate a fucking family box full of French fries, like for 4. So I ate the whole French fries, ate a gravy for 4, and I ate 5 pieces of chicken and a fucking big macaroni salad. And, yeah, I didn't feel too good after that. Fuck.
Yeah, a little nauseous, just a little, indigestion takes over. So anyway, you were talking about Tiger Woods. Obviously, he's getting all kinds of coverage, and nobody can get away from him. You want proof that nobody can get away from him? What shows up in my mailbox today? This. Yeah, ESPN, the magazine, with Tiger's face plastered all over it, right there on the cover. So yeah, nobody can get away from this guy right now. But it's Masters Week. People think he's got a chance. We're going to hear about it. So it is what it is.
I'm just impressed. What, you subscribe to ESPN, the magazine?
I've been meaning to cancel that thing I never read the damn thing, to be honest. It like arrives and then I just throw it in and just totally ignore it. Yeah. I honestly don't. I can honestly say that I've read maybe 1-2 pages of my ESPN magazine subscriptions for the last 2 years.
With a bill one day from did you get did they give, what was the novelty gift? Did you get a novelty gift with it?
Well, they gave me some poster. It was I think it was a LeBron poster. What is it? We're attached to LeBron and Tiger. It's all these big time superstars. Yeah, exactly.
That was Sizzle, not the state.
But it was. Yeah, it was a LeBron poster. That's what came with the first one when I signed up a couple of 2.5 years ago. Yeah, I barely read like a couple of pages. I just don't have time, and it's not betting. It's not going to help me win wagers on a daily basis for the most part. So I just throw it to the side. I've been meaning to cancel it and haven't gotten around to it. I should. I don't read the damn thing, and I'm paying for it.
Sports Illustrated used to have the best fucking gifts, man, with the magazine subscriptions. Fucking telephone football. It's like a plastic fucking football. It was a telephone. They used to have the team windbreakers. Man, they had some real cool shit in the 80s and 70s and shit. And I remember I was pissed off. Like, sometimes I could get it. Sometimes I couldn't. I remember I was surprised once because I ordered it a couple of times. I didn't get it. It never showed up. Nothing showed up. And then one day I got like a fucking phone football, and I was fucking stoked, man. And remember my grandparents were like, "What are you doing ordering magazines? Sports Illustrated, fucking $14 now." I was like, I wanted the football. Nowadays they don't give you jack shit. I saw somebody the other day tweeted with Super Sports 70s. They tweeted, they showed a picture of the old baseball cards.
That's a great Twitter account. That's a great follow. Yep.
Yeah, they picture of the old baseball cards, and it had the gum, right? And Buddy said it's true. He goes, the end of baseball cards went downhill when they took the gum out and they started charging $7 a pack. Fuck, that was great, man. And remember the gum and the baseball cards, man. It'd always be so fucking hard, man, because it'd be there forever, and it would taste like cardboard. It'd be like sugary cardboard. But I used to love that gum and the baseball shit. I'd rip open the wax paper in the back, eat the gum, go through the cards. All right, fuck, Yeah, that was great shit. Fuck, I used to spend all my money on cards.
Yeah, the cards are the second thing you do when they arrive. Where's the gum? That's the first thing I'm going after. Where is it? Yeah.
Exactly.
A piece of cardboard gum. Where is it? I want it.
When I was a kid too, and 1980, 1981, 1982. I was playing baseball, and I was on pretty good teams too. But I was playing baseball. I was the left fielder or the catcher, and I had fucking, instead of like tobacco, I had the fucking pack of gum, Big League Chew. Big League Chew. Yeah. Yeah, I had like a Major League Baseball, like a manager of baseball, like cartoon guy on it. And you had the pouch and you dip into it and you get the fucking Big League Chew. Those were the good old days. Remember the Popeye cigarette sticks too?
Yeah, you can look like Chris Davis of the Baltimore Orioles, the fucking wad of chew right there in your lip. Yeah.
Like you wouldn't get away with that now. We're making Simpson cigarettes. But don't worry, they're not real cigarettes. They're actually going to be gum. They're just going to look like cigarettes.
Yeah. Popeyes, yeah.
Yeah, love Big Jim. Jimmy the Bag knows what I'm talking about. Remember the Big League Chew? I still see Big League Chew out there. I think they're still making it at like hipster candy shops. You can get it, but it's like fucking $5 a fucking bag and shit like that.
Too much stuff is called Popeyes these days. Popeyes the cartoon, Popeyes the little sticks, Popeyes supplements for the workout freaks. I mean, everything's named Popeyes, it seems. It's the popular thing to call stuff these days.
I've seen Kyle Hamburg we'll get to the golf in a second here, guys. But, yeah, I've seen Kyle Hamburg crush a whole fucking platter, man. And it was the biggest platter I've ever seen in my life. Fuck. I swear, there was like fucking 8 wings, fucking 8 cheese sticks, fucking pile of nachos. What else was on that fucking thing, dude? Calamari, popcorn, shrimp, fucking.
Oh, that platter in Vancouver was delectable.
Yeah, it was literally like fucking. It was this big. Like, the guy came over,
but we crushed it. We crushed it.
A table of 6. Kyle Hamburg pounded it back, and then Clam Chowder fucking put the fucking nail in it.
Yeah, Clam Chowder was classic that weekend. We end up taking him in because what else are we going to do with Clam Chowder that weekend? Really, where's he going to stay? We ended up taking him in that one night. And
we got to get Kyle Hamburg up here to Toronto sometime, or at least before I go to Vancouver. And he wants to go head to head. Yeah, ribs, sliders, fries, celery, carrots. Gave Cam the church trust. Kyle Hamburg wants to go head to head with Cam. Who's your money on? You've met them both, Babano.
That's a tough call. I don't know. The way Kyle was going in Vancouver, I may have to give him make him the favorite, make him about $1 minus 150 in that battle.
I think that, you know what? I love Cam, but I'm going to lean with Kyle as well in this.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm leaning with Kyle only because Cam Stewart, he's like Homer Simpson in the episode Remember the episode when he went on the road and he was taking a cannonballs to his stomach? Like Cam Stewart, and he can't take one more. Cam Stewart's stomach is like, he doesn't pound it back like he used to. Like Cam gets chest pains and shit. Like he's hit the wall. Like I lost. If you remember, and it's funny actually, the last guy to beat Cam was Kyle the Angry Intern, another guy named Kyle. And you remember Kyle the Angry Intern. I had high hopes for Kyle, but he was too angry. So Kyle the Angry Intern, this kid could fucking eat, but he suckered us because he used to be, he only told us after that he used to be like 300 pounds, right? But he really lost a lot of weight, the kid, fuck. But we used to see him crush it pretty quickly, and we actually bet $50, fuck. And I put the money up. Fuck, for Cam. I said, we'll split the money. And Kyle put 50 on the table. I put 50 on the table. And I told Cam, I'll give you $25 of this. Just beat the kid. And it was fucking Burrito Banditos there. The burrito shit. The place in Toronto. Great burritos. These things are fucking, you could kill someone with one of these things. Like if you hit someone over the head with one of these burritos, like they would die. The thing, and who knows in Toronto, you guys know what I'm talking about. They're fucking burritos, man. And the deal was you had to put everything on it. So it was like, all right, 2 large burritos, everything. So like we monitored it, we went to the shop and we were like, put everything that you have, you stack it in these burritos. The chick was like, I can't even pack it. It was like a bomb, fuck. It was like fucking, dude, they weighed like 7 pounds each, these things. And they got 2 monster-ass burritos head to head. And we sat down and fucking Cam hit the wall, fuck. Cam hit the wall and apologized, and it was nearly in tears because he realized his competitive eating days were done. He was like, I'm sorry I let you down, Gabe. He goes, I just can't do it. He's like, I'm in pain. I can't do it. And like he's a little rattled by this, but he hasn't had a competitive contest in a little while. I think Kyle Hamburg might bring out the best in him.
It could be. I mean, Kyle Hamburg is going to make Cam Stewart bring his A game to this competition. I guarantee it. I was impressed with Kyle in terms of just
set the line in the chat right now, guys. Yeah,
I say minus 150, Kyle.
Cam. I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, Cam did fucking win a fucking chicken wing eating contest against a bunch of CFL players. Like I think, but it wasn't like world record shit. I think he got up to like 65 wings or something. And even a big fat old lineman tapped out. Fuck. He was like, you win. Right? But I think he got screwed over by the judge somehow. At least that's what he says. But what's the line going to be? What's the line going to be?
Yeah, I'll let the chat have at it. I've already said what I think it should be. I think it should be. By the way, it's breaking news here. This is a massive loss just now for the St. Louis Blues. Chicago Blackhawks have scored with 8 seconds left to take a 4-3 lead over St. Louis, and the Hawks have won 4-3. A goal with 8 seconds left.
Doesn't matter. NBA, NHL, it's hard to lay big money fucking lines at this time of the year. Strange shit happens.
That's St. Louis going down as a what favorite? Minus 250? I'm telling you, people, I've said it on the Ice Guys repeatedly. I'm drilling this into your damn head. Must win doesn't equal will win. It was a must-win game for St. Louis. It doesn't mean you're going to win. Pressure's a bitch. Pressure is a damn tough thing to overcome when you grip your stick a little tighter and you're just not making plays that you normally do with ease, because pressure of trying to win these critical, massive games late in the season just to get in. And second of all, their must win doesn't equal will win. Why are you in this position? Because you're a mediocre team. You haven't played great hockey to begin with. There's a reason you're fighting like your life depends on it just to make the playoffs, because you didn't play great hockey this season. So it's buyer beware, laying these big chalk prices on teams that need the win. Doesn't work out all the time, and this is proof. Chicago takes down St. Louis.
Did you have them?
I actually did sprinkle a little on Chicago, just small, but just because I thought it was too high. And we saw what St. Louis
did. That St. Louis just lost that if you had Chicago.
No, I'm happy. It was a small bet, so it's not like it's a drop in the bucket, but it's still a good price. What was it? Plus 210? Yeah, plus 210 on Chicago. I got just a little north of plus 200 on them. And again, we saw St. Louis the other night in a similar spot with Washington after clinching the the Metro Division against Pittsburgh, a big rival, playing on back-to-back in St. Louis. Should be tired, should be maybe not interested in the game, and St. Louis can't beat them. So there's a problem right now for the Blues. Here we go again with Mike Yeo. Mike Yeo, it didn't really do much, wasn't a big coach in a big spot when he was with Minnesota, and he's showing it right now with the Blues. It's bad. Cohen gets tough. The tough are not getting going here for St. Louis.
Yeah, NHL playoffs are now 1 week away. 1 week away. Colorado Rockies are winning 5-0 already. That's good. We'll keep our eye on this Lakers-Spurs game. One thing, though, like you said, like Babano hit the Blackhawks, at this time of the year in the NHL, I think whenever you see these big favorites, it's worth it to take a shot with the underdog, more so than the NBA. The NBA is just sort of a gutless league in the last couple of weeks. And, look at Atlanta. Atlanta were in a good spot tonight. They were hanging around. They end up fucking losing by 1 million points. But NHL hockey teams, even if they're out of the playoffs, they never quit. All right? They just don't quit. So even though the records might be skewed and stuff, you're going to get a good effort from a team, even though, you talked about it, but man, look, the Coyotes went on a fucking torrid tear, right? And made people money. Like, teams don't quit, man. That's the one thing. NHL players, they have character. They won't quit, even if they're out of the playoffs. So when you're getting these big dog opportunities, I think it's worth a shot in the dark, actually. I really do.
Especially when you get a situation like this. This is not just St. Louis against any team. This is Chicago, a division rival, a bitter division rival. They've had playoff wars many times in the past, the Blackhawks and the Blues. You think Chicago and Patrick Kane and Alex DeBrincat, two of the better players on this Blackhawks team, come right out in the media and say, we wouldn't mind start crushing their playoff hopes or trying to hurt their playoff chances a little bit. They came right out and said it. They didn't pull any punches. They said it right to the media when they asked them about this game. So you knew Chicago was going to bring a little something. If there was one game the Blackhawks going to show up and try to play spoiler, this is it. They've had wars with St. Louis. They don't like St. Louis. St. Louis doesn't like them. You were going to get a good game from Chicago. Now, Jake Allen was awful. You can't sugarcoat that. St. Louis had more chances, more shots than Chicago did. Jake Allen was not good in this hockey game. But Chicago did what they had to do. They capitalized on their chances, took advantage of some soft goaltending, and won the game. That's all there is to it.
All right, so 5-0 Colorado Rockies right now. This is good. We're on the Rockies. Oakland Athletics are up 1-0 in the third inning on the Texas Rangers. Jimmy DeBag is saying he's on the under in the Spurs-Laker game, and it's a rarity. But I can't just be betting on games because they're on TV and shit, right? So I didn't trust the Spurs laying 5.5, and I didn't trust the Lakers, Babano. So I didn't take anything in this game. We'll see how it plays out in game. Maybe I'll jump in.
Yeah, I took San Antonio last night against the Clippers, and I was not at all happy with seeing them just completely shit the bed and melt down in the final few minutes of that game. San Antonio, to me, is a bet against in the playoffs for me. I don't like this vibe around that basketball team, the whole Kawhi Leonard stuff, and is he in or is he out? The players are jabbering back and forth. I
wouldn't expect Kawhi Leonard to be contributing this year.
Pop, and how late in the season we're still seeing Pop tinkering with these rotations nightly with San Antonio. He doesn't have a combination he's set and confident with right now. San Antonio is a dead bet against team for me come this playoffs. They may not even get out of this first round. I'm convinced of that, San Antonio. I'll be looking to fade them. Fade City.
I don't even get this fucking Laker game. They have UEFA Champions League replay. Curling. Is there fucking curling like fucking every fucking day? Like, what's the deal with this shit? Fuck. The fucking curling. I don't mind curling, but if I can't bet on it, Curling, Sports Center. It's better be, fucking par 3 golf bullshit. Sports Center. NHL hockey. Sportsnet Central.
You'll have no problem finding NHL hockey 18 times here in this country on the television.
Fuck yeah, I get the Wild Duck game on TV, but I don't even get the fucking Laker game. Wow. I'm surprised. But you know what? I'm glad. Right before the game started, I said, fuck the Laker and the Spur game. The only bet I like tonight are the Colorado Rockies, and boom, they're up 5-0 right now. So, but, baseball, who fucking knows? They could blow that. They could blow it. All right, Babano. So, NHL playoffs are a week away right now. So the next time we talk, next Wednesday night, the playoffs will have started. So you locking in any futures? Who do you like? Who are you sharing with us right now, Babano, to keep our eye on going into the playoffs as far as to win the conference or to win the Stanley Cup odds? I like the conference odds better because you don't have to wait, right, all the way to the Cup. So let's look at the conference odds.
Well, I know for Stanley Cup futures, before the season, I took Tampa, I took Toronto, but before I start getting too excited, I also took Edmonton. That one didn't work out too well, but yeah, I had Toronto, Tampa Bay. About December, January, when Boston was starting to get hot, I bet them to win the Stanley Cup at that time, and their odds have gone way down now. They're down to 6-1, plus 600. You got Nashville plus 350, Tampa plus 600. Vegas at plus 675 when, what were they before the season? 150-1, more than that.
You got more NHL teams to win the Cup than Cam Stewart has golfers to win the Masters.
No, those are the three. The main three that I've still got in play are Toronto, Tampa, and Boston. Those three teams in the East. The West, not so much. I mean, right now, there's one team right now I'm looking at current odds that I would look at long and hard. And I know they don't have a lot of playoff success. What have they won? One playoff series in their franchise? I don't even think they have won a playoff. They haven't, actually. They were in the playoffs many, many years ago, lost. Yes. No, Columbus, is the team I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the Columbus.
Jets have ever won before, dude.
No, exactly. Same with them.
Jets, like off the top of my head, I don't think the Jets have ever won a playoff series before.
I think the bang for the
but even with Timo Solani, man, I swear they lost in 7 games and shit a few times. Someone can tell me in the chat, but all right, go on. The Columbus Blue Jackets, huh?
That is the one at the current prices. I mean, if you're looking for value and something that a long shot that's got a puncher's chance, because you're just not getting value right now at Boston, Tampa, Vegas. The ship sailed a long time ago. There's no value, none, zero to be had on them. It's Columbus right now at 28-1, plus 2,800 right now. They're playing great. They're playing as hot as any team right now. Bobrovsky's locked in, playing good in goal for the Blue Jackets. They're hopefully going to get healthy. Nick Foligno, get him back, get Josh Anderson back, help out this offense a little bit. And rely on your defense. Seth Jones has been terrific, I think, for them during this run where they've won, I believe, 14 of their last 16 games, something in that stretch. They've been one of the best teams in the league right now, and I like teams going into the playoffs playing well. I think at 28-1, good value to jump in a little bit on Columbus.
You know who I'm going to take right now in the East? And I've always been on the opposite side of this and saying, man, that's not happening. That's crazy. This chick's pretty hot, actually, in this Minnesota Anaheim. It's the Wild broadcast, right? Yeah, the Wild blonde chick's not bad. Pretty wild. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to say that the Washington motherfucking Capitals go to the Stanley Cup. And I say this, I'm looking at the odds, and everyone's odds kind of suck. Tampa Bay are plus 275. I've been talking Tampa all year. I don't know. I have a hard time trusting them, man. They just seem fucking flaky. The Boston Bruins, I don't really fully believe in the Boston Bruins, to be honest with you. The Toronto Maple Leafs, I think, could go on a deep run, but I don't see them going all the way to the Cup. The Washington Capitals, I sort of put stock in Sidney Crosby still at 8-1, but the Washington Capitals at plus 500 catch my eye here to win the Eastern Conference. I think that's pretty good odds, 5-1 for these guys.
The better odds than there have been. There's no question. I mean, last year, and I said this last year, actually, before last year's plus, there's no value with Washington because they weren't getting priced what they are now. I mean, they're 7-1 at some spot, the spot I'm looking at here to win the East, 16-1 to win the Stanley Cup right now. So much better odds and a much better price than you've gotten with Washington in the past. It's all about their mentality still. It's all about this mental block, this mental hurdle, this elephant in the room, this monkey on the back, whatever you want to call it, that they can't get past a conference final. That's still going to haunt Washington until they finally slay the beast, slay the dragon, and get to at least a Stanley Cup final.
Well, they've been to a Cup final. They lost then when they got there, right? So
not in the Ovechkin era they have. They've been to a conference final. That's it.
Yeah, with Ovechkin they haven't. No, but the Capitals have made it to a Stanley Cup before, but you're right. Oh, they haven't done it before. I mean, they haven't. It all depends on the matchups, which I have a hard time even knowing who the fuck plays who, Babano. Like, who's playing who in the playoffs? I don't.
And then here's your issue too with Washington. They're playing pretty good hockey right now, but can you get that depth third and fourth line scoring? They're a very top heavy, top six forward heavy team. They rely on the top six forwards a lot for their offense. Their defense to me has lost a little bit of luster and depth on the back end, and they've got some goaltending issues that Barry Trotz has to figure out. Braden Holtby's not played well for the last month or so, to the point where Philip Grubauer is now getting most of the starts. And it's assumed by most people observing the Capitals right now that it sure as hell looks to me like Philip Grubauer is going to be their goalie in the playoffs. They're actually going to go with him over Braden Holtby because his struggles have been so much. So you're looking at
work with Holtby in the past, right? Why not shake it up, to be honest?
Could be. I mean, maybe he's thinking that. I don't think he's looking Trot so much about Holtby struggling in the playoffs in the past. I think this is about this year specifically, and the fact that there's been a lot of weakness in his game at times this year, specifically of late.
It's just the better goalie. Right?
He has played good. Yeah. He has played good. What did he do? Shut out Pittsburgh or allowed one goal when they clinched the division the other night against Pittsburgh on the road in Pittsburgh?
Listen, Washington have almost become like the San Jose Sharks, right?
Yep.
In that, and I get it. When I said, I like Washington, and I'm not saying I love the Capitals. I'm looking at the odds at plus 500 to win the conference. I think it's not bad. And they're playing good hockey right now. They're an extremely talented team. And sort of thinking that there's no pressure on Washington right now. In past years, that was the story. If Ovechkin doesn't win, his entire career sucks, and he's overrated. He's just the Russians can't win, and the Capitals this, and all that stuff. Very similar to the San Jose Sharks over the years. And I'd pick the Sharks over the years so many fucking times where, oh no, they're so good, they're not going to lose, or this time they're flying under the radar and there's no pressure on them. So, guys, I've used this logic before and it hasn't worked for me, right? But I don't sense that there's any pressure on the Washington Capitals right now. There's no pressure on Ovi. I think he's sort of at peace with the way everything is. I don't think he's, like I said, I don't sense the same sort of, they're a lot like the Raptors, actually, in a sense. Like the Raptors are starting to clam up a bit now already. I get the sense that the Capitals aren't going to get nervous in the playoffs this year. I just sort of think that they're like, whatever, man, let's just go and play and see what happens, all right? Like, we're not even expecting to fucking win. Tampa's the one under the pressure. And it's true. Tampa is expected. Everyone's been giving Tampa the Eastern Conference all fucking year. Everybody's talking about Austin Matthews and the Maple Leafs. Everybody's talking about the Bruins. Nobody's talking about the Capitals. There's no pressure on them.
And Pittsburgh's still going to get a mention or two from people and pundits because they're the two-time defending champions. So here's Washington.
I respect Pittsburgh more than any of these fucking teams, but I just, I don't know if they have enough. Like they can only, with the goaltending issues and the fucking injuries, it's too much. It catches up.
No, I mean, that's the case for Washington, that maybe the pressure's off them a little bit, that maybe if Philip Grubauer is indeed their goalie in the playoffs, it's going to give them a new look, a fresh, just a change of pace, maybe something different going into these playoffs, something different for the opponent to consider. That's what you're going to rely on in Washington, and hope that your top six carry you, because I don't think this team and their bottom six forwards is going to do a whole lot for you offensively. It's going to be Ovechkin. It's going to be Kuznetsov, Backstrom, Oshie. Lars Eller, even Tom Wilson's become a big-time offensive player for them. We usually think of Tom Wilson, physical presence, penalty kill, will drop the gloves and fight you, stick up for his teammates. He's got 34 points this season. He's been good, Tom Wilson. So he's stepped up and been better offensively for Washington. These are the guys they're going to rely on. They're going to have to do it defense by committee. I don't think they're as good on the blue line. And hope Philip Grubauer shows that what he's done in the last month to wrestle the majority of these starts away from Braden Holtby can carry into the playoffs.
Yeah, there's something about Tampa that puts me off too. I don't know what it is. Like I can't fully put my finger.
I'll tell you what it is with Tampa that bothers me. They have on paper, in terms of talent, skill, speed, depth, they've got it. But they peaked too early to me. They played their best hockey too soon. October, November, December, they were just rolling. Now things are tightening up. The injuries have crept up. Their defensive play has sloughed off a little bit because they've had to coast through the entire season with ease. Now they're getting threatened by this massive run Boston's made to win the division and take it away from them. And they're not really playing. They finally did last night. That was a big win for Tampa because they're these measuring stick games this month, Gabe, with Tampa. They've struggled in them repeatedly. They lost to Nashville.
They're very similar to the Raptors this year. They dominated early. They look like the team to beat in the East in their respective divisions. And then over the last month or so, losing to teams that are going to play in the playoffs or other contenders, and they don't match up, or they lose, or they struggle to beat bad teams. Tampa, like you said, Tampa, they haven't been in a groove, and a consistent groove, in about 2 months now.
It's true. I mean, and there's the one piece of this puzzle too that I think is a big time concern, and it's to the point now where you've got a situation where Andre Vasilevsky now is in his first full year as a starting goaltender, who is playing way more games than he's really ever played at any stage of his career before. And you are really seeing him under the immense workload, the likes of which he's never had before prior to this season. He has not played well. He has not been sharp. He's kicking out rebounds that he never did back in October or early in the season. He's, his post to post lateral movement, side to side, isn't as sharp, isn't as quick. He's not tracking the puck well enough. That's all mental and physical fatigue in a goaltender when I'm seeing those kind of signs. And I'm seeing those kind of signs right now from Andre Vasilevsky. He's not playing his best in goal for Tampa Bay at the time they need it the most. And he's now become, I don't want to say a liability. He's a very good goaltender, and he's had a tremendous season for the most part, but he's showing signs of wearing down. And it's going to be a question now if he can find another gear and find another level of energy, Vasilevsky, for this playoff run, because this many games from October to April, Gabe, he's just simply not used to playing them, and you're starting to see him look like it a little bit.
No, I know. And, a team that we haven't talked about enough, and I know Columbus are a trendy team, but Columbus are just sort of one of those teams that, they need to show me battle in the playoffs, right? They need to show me. They haven't done it before. I know they're damn good at home, and they're playing fucking good hockey right now, so I can't discount them. But like I said, I'm looking at Pittsburgh too, and I've been talking about Pittsburgh. I've always felt Sidney Crosby. I've been one of the bigger Sidney fans over the years and defenders of his. And you can never count this guy out of anything. He's basically the LeBron James of the NHL. All right? Like, anytime he's on the ice, they can fucking win. Like, it's amazing, the lack of fucking talent they have on the defensive end and shit. And then they're always fucking have problems in net and guys getting hurt, etc. And they just find a way. But a dominant home team, Babano, at 29-9-2, and a team that's fucking hard to beat at home in the playoffs. And they just play better hockey, man. You got Kessel, you got Malkin, you got Crosby. You've got a fucking chance against anybody in the NHL.
Yeah, let's not even forget to mention Jake Gensel. Let's not forget to mention the guy they picked up at the trade deadline, Derek Brassard, who's really been good. Yeah. I mean, it's a ridiculous embarrassment of riches that Mike Sullivan can turn to offensively with this Pittsburgh team. I mean, he's loaded with 4 lines that can score. Everybody on this team can score. All 4 lines, all 12 forwards can come at you and put the puck in the net. And they play that north-south game, the transition from defense to offense with Pittsburgh for years now. It's as quick as anything. As soon as they get the puck, the defenseman, it's zip. 1 pass, 2 passes, up the ice, in the offensive zone, on the attack, getting in on the forecheck. It's that quick with Pittsburgh. Their transition game kills teams, and it's what's been a big part of their success these last 2 cup years. My concern with them right now, and someone in the chat mentioned Matt Murray and his playoff record. It's been fantastic, but that's not the Matt Murray we're seeing right now. We're seeing Matt Murray have some holes in his game right now. He's not right now.
All right, though, when the playoffs start.
That's what you're thinking of. That's what you're hoping for.
They're just these guys that they've been there. They've won, right? They understand. They're dialing things up. I just get the feeling that everyone wants the changing of the guard and, can Tampa break through? And what about the Toronto Maple Leafs? I'm telling you, I get the feeling that it's Crosby and Ovechkin, and it's the old guys aren't ready to hand a torch over just quite yet in the Eastern Conference.
Well, I'll never, ever, ever sell this Pittsburgh team short. Not when you've won 2 straight cups, when I was worried about fatigue and would you still have that edge and that desire that, inside the pit of your stomach to win another cup. And they showed they did. And they won their 2nd straight cup. So just based on that, I don't worry about fatigue with this team and all the hockey they've played. They showed last year they could handle it. They're a fast team. They're well conditioned and all that. That's not going to be an issue. If they don't get to a cup final or win another Stanley Cup, it'll be flat out. They didn't play well enough. It's not going to be because they're tired or over.
Crosby is just like, the guy is the ultimate fucking winner, man. Like, he He doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
Yep.
He doesn't get the hype that he deserves. Even in Canada, people don't like him. Like for a superstar player, it's baffling to me. Like the guy's the best player in the NHL. He's the best player in the NHL since Wayne Gretzky. And he's fucking saved Canada's ass in the fucking Olympics. And everyone's like, oh, and then they go back to hate him. Well, he complains all the time. He fucking complains all the time because he gets fucking hit all the time. All right? He played in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. I fucking covered the shit. He played for the Rimouski Oceanic. And, man, it was like fencing, fuck. Crosby his whole life. So people get mad. Oh, he's dirty. What do you mean he's dirty? Why? Because he slashes you back? He grew up playing in the Quebec League. It's a fucking slash-happy, dirty league. That's the way he plays. He's used to getting beat up. But most players would never be able to fight through the fucking shit that he has to go through on the ice, man. Like Wayne Gretzky wasn't touched, all right? Everyone was scared and, oh, we'll just let Wayne. Oh, he's kind of small. Let's let him do his thing. He's made, Crosby, it's like, let's fucking kill him. And you try to kill him, and it doesn't work still. He's stronger than you. He's better than you. He's more determined than you. And a crazy story about Crosby is, he's from Nova Scotia, right? So it's a small place. Everyone kind of knows each other and shit. And he's in like a small fucking part of Nova Scotia last year after they win the cup and stuff. And Malkin is there. And Colby Armstrong is there. Now they're the television analyst. So I guess Colby Armstrong's buddies with these guys. Used to be a Penguin and shit. And Chris Meany knows knew a guy there. Meany's from there too. So Chris Meany knew the bartender guy at the bar, at the restaurant, whatever. And he knew them and shit. So the boss said, hey, well, go and join Crosby and those guys. It's not every night that Sid's here. So he said, take the rest of the night off and just go have some drinks with them. So he sat down with them and shit, and Malkin was shit-faced. They just won the cup, right? So Malkin was shit-faced. A couple other guys were there where everyone was wasted out of their minds and shit. And Crosby was drinking water, fuck. And they said to him, Sid, fuck, you're going to have a toast? We're going to have you do a couple of shots? And he goes, no. And they were like, come on, man, fuck. The season's over, Sid. Come on, man. And he said, no, I don't put that shit in my body. And he goes, I don't know how you do this, fuck. And he was sort of giving shit to Malkin. Like, how do you do this, bro? What are you doing to yourself? Malkin's all wasted. Like, Sydney's like fucking drinking water, fucking all ripped up in shape and shit. It's in the middle of the summer. They win the Stanley Cup. He won't have one drink. He goes, I don't put anything that is bad for my body in my body. That's why the kid's a fucking winner, man. Listen. His teammate Malkin gets fucked up every night and bangs chicks and looks like a drunk, hungover Russian dude. And it works for him. But, Malkin's not Sidney Crosby. There's only one Sidney Crosby, and that's why he is who he is.
You're right. I mean, that sounds like a Sidney Crosby story, right? In every inch, every level right there. You're right. Just going to be smart, be responsible, think about his profession first and foremost. And not only that, but inside of, not boozing it up, not eating shit he shouldn't be eating in the off season, but his training regimen, his conditioning's fantastic. He's got legs like tree trunks. That's where he gets all that power and that burst in his skating stride. That's why he was able to basically shield the puck from other people. You can't take the puck from him because, he's got those big, thick legs and he's able to just stride away from you and shield himself, and you can't get the puck from him. I mean, Sidney Crosby's put himself in a position where everything in terms of his physical, preparation, exercise, the whole bit, and his eating habits off the ice and drinking habits for that matter, it's led him to be the player he is. It's every bit his preparation in the offseason as his skill.
Yeah, some guys can party and still play and stuff, but they won't play as long. You know what I mean? They'll get hurt quicker after. Yeah, listen, Malkin's a great player, but I'll tell you what, if Malkin is alone on an NHL team, he's not guaranteed to win a Stanley Cup. Sidney Crosby, wherever he fucking would have went, he was winning a cup. You know what I mean? Like Crosby is that guy. Malkin, Scottie Pippen, fuck. Like Malkin, Scottie Pippen. Sidney Crosby's Michael Jordan. He just is. And no disrespect to Mario Lemieux, because Mario's a fucking stud, but Sidney's a more complete player. And, like I said, in my hierarchy, he's worked his way up there, man. Like he's there. Like, you know, you got Wayne Gretzky, Bobby Orr, Mario Lemieux. You know, Crosby. I can't put Crosby ahead of Mark Messier yet, though. Mark Messier, you can't, you know, put it this way. Mark Messier won a cup without Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky never won a cup without Mark Messier.
There you go. Exactly.
The best way of putting it. Like,
Mark Messier had those leadership qualities, and I remember
Mark Messier. Yeah, Mark Messier is one of the best hockey players ever. Like, it just, you know, but Messier, not from a total skill standpoint, Messier was the complete package of leader, tough, goal scorer, you know, just the complete fucking package of what a great competitor, athlete, and champion is about. You know, like he's a crazy dude off the ice and whatever, and like there's all kinds of nut job stories, but the guy guaranteed the Rangers win. Like he said, don't worry about it. We're going to win. Fuck. And, you know, like this guy, you can't beat Mark Messier. Like Mark Messier is he's on the Mount Rushmore of greatest winners of all time. Fuck. He's like the NHL's Larry Bird or something, this guy.
And the thing about Mark Messier, too, that's amazing, because I've heard a bunch of interviews with former Rangers on those 94 championship team. I've heard Brian Leetch talk about it. I've heard Adam Graves talk about it. They both said the same thing. When a teammate on our team that won the cup that year started to get down on themselves, starting to lose confidence, in a slump, you know, something personal off the ice wasn't right in their personal lives, it was Mark Messier that refocused that person, you know, try to get his confidence back, saying it's going to be okay, keep working at it, help him, you know, listen to whatever personal issue he's going through. It was Mark Messier that took the time as the captain of that team to make sure all the teammates, you know, were in a good frame of mind mentally, off the ice, on the ice, trying to help them through personal problems, trying to help them through slumps on the ice, poor performance, whatever would help them be a better hockey player, be a better person off the ice as well. Countless stories from former teammates of Messier talking about how he helped them in that regard. Tells you what kind of leader he was. He just led by example.
Yeah, one thing he didn't lead by example was getting fucking wasted as much as he did, though. But that was the thing that is legendary. The guy could party his fucking ass off, right?
Yep.
You know what, though? Madonna was like Kardashian before Kardashian, because Mark Messier, that's when he started getting a little weird and shit. Fuck, when he started hanging around Madonna. Like, you know, we're talking about a Canadian farm kid here. That's next thing you know, he's like the big star in New York City, kicking it in fucking clubs with Madonna and shit like that. But I met Mark Messier. My uncle played for the Oilers. And when I was a kid, it was 1981. The Oilers were in Montreal playing the Montreal Canadiens. And my uncle came town and he invited me to practice and shit. So I went and he told me, I'm going to meet you at this diner, this fast food restaurant next to the Montreal Forum. And so it was my uncle. I sat down with him and shit. And he told me, he goes, yeah, two friends of mine are going to join us in a couple of minutes. I was 11 years old, so I didn't, you know what I mean? So he goes, yeah, two friends of mine are going to join us in a couple of minutes. I'm sitting there, and who's his two friends that come in? Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier. I'm like 11 years old, fuck. And they fucking sit down. They're like, how you doing, kid? And I'm like, holy shit, fuck. I'm like, hey, Mr. Gretzky. And I had the newspaper there. And Wayne Gretzky, he was a rookie in 1981. So he was still young, fuck. He was like 19 years old. I was a kid. I was like 10 years old. I show Wayne Gretzky like the newspaper. And I say to him, look, Mr. Gretzky, you're in second place behind Marcel Dion for leading scorer in the NHL. And he goes, I don't worry about that, kid. He's like, he goes, really? And he goes, let me see. And he looks, he goes, I really didn't know. And I remember he told Messier, he goes, oh, look, I'm a couple of points back. He goes, I really didn't know. And he goes, I don't worry about that stuff. He goes, I just try to win games. And, you know, and even like he was so humble and shit. And so I'm hanging. And then later in the day, I go to the fucking practice and shit. I went on the ice with them and shit. It was pretty cool. I was a little goalie, right? So I had NHL players like the Oilers taking shots at me and shit. So I'm in the Oilers locker room and shit. And Mark Messier comes up to me. I'll never forget this. It's like ingrained in my memory forever. Fucking, he's just wearing a towel, fuck, all right? Mark Messier. So I had breakfast with him earlier in the day, so I see him again later in the day. And there, and he's like, hey, Gabriel, and he fucking sort of pats me on the head there, and he looks at me and he goes, I got drugs in my pocket and I don't know what to do. That was a popular song at the time. And it only made sense to me after that Mark Messier was singing that song all day when I was around him. Mark Messier had fucking drugs in his pocket and he didn't know what to do with them. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. So yeah, Mark Messier, real cool dude. Gretzky was a super nice guy. He's a little changed now because he's the fucking great one. But yeah, Mark Messier was a cool dude. Fuck. Yari Curry's a prick. I met Yari Curry. I know all those Oilers. Grant Fuhr was nice. Andy Moog was really cool. But yeah, Mark Messier, true leader. Great captain. Fuck. Like I said, he won a cup without Gretzky. Gretzky never won a cup without him. All right, so
that's a great story. And you tell you how big Wayne Gretzky was. How many hockey players other than Wayne Gretzky have had a Saturday Night Live hosting gig? I mean, you can count on one hand. Was it just Gretzky? I can't think of anyone else.
Yeah, and Wayne Gretzky actually gave me a hockey stick. And he gave me a stick. Fuck, he signed it and shit. And he gave me a hockey stick. And as an 11-year-old, I fucking played fucking hockey with it outdoors. Or fucking broke it, and I threw it in a snowbank. Fuck. Like that. It was out of the list of stupid things that I've done in my life, that is like amongst like the highest. Fuck. That's like amongst one of the fucking highest fucking dumbass fucking things I've ever done. I think that stick too. I saw someone that stick. It's probably worth about $3,000. Fuck. Not that I really want to sell it anyways, but still, like that's like taking fucking Babe Ruth's baseball bat, smashing it, and leaving it in the park. I remember like it was yesterday. I broke the stick and I went, fuck, and I fucking threw the stick in a snowbank, fuck, and I never saw it again.
It's a tough turn of events for you, Gabe. That's really unfortunate.
You know what? I thought, whatever, I'll get another one, right? Like, fuck, like, you know, like he wasn't Wayne Gretzky then. You know what I mean? He was here. He was a star, but. You know, like, fuck. Yeah, it's that's something you don't forget.
No, you don't. It's funny, you were bringing up that story in the diner there. I'm thinking, as soon as you said the word diner, it's like it triggers that stupid Tom's Diner song. Da, 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 da. That little tune's going in my head. Fuck.
This place, that diner I went to, Wayne Gretzky's still there, actually. It's called Casse Croûte.
Casse Croûte.
Right across the street from the old Montreal Forum. And it's like legendary. Like every fucking athlete or like rock band, rock stars eating there type shit. You know what I mean? It's like it was right across the street from the Forum. And it was next to this hotel that the bands and teams used to stay at. And, you know, it's like a cheeseburger place. So like you wasted, you know, Eddie Van Halen would fucking, like everywhere on the wall was just pictures of fucking, you know, David Lee Roth ate here fucking after the Forum show. And, yeah, great memories actually. But
I gotta admit something too. I wasn't in the chat the other night, but I saw some of your show the other night. You were talking about the buddy that you were on the bus with, and he was listening to the bus driver, and he didn't understand that the bus driver was saying to him "Happy Easter" in French, "Joyeux Pâques." I'm like, what the hell? I was floored. He didn't know that. Shocked. I mean, that's something I learned in school, for crying out loud. French class. Joyeux Pâques. Happy Easter. Come on. How do you not know that?
Settle down, Babano. You never ate a Laura Secord egg.
I know, but that's basic, simple French there. A little Happy Easter, a little hello, Merry Christmas.
What else do you know in French?
Stuff like that. You're supposed to know Joyeux Noël.
Joyeux Noël is pretty good. Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
All right, so, all right, Western Conference playoffs, Babano. I've been pretty high on the Nashville Predators all year. I was on them last year. I don't like the odds, though, at plus 170 to win the conference. Pretty fucking low. Vegas Golden Knights are plus 340. Winnipeg Jets, and thanks to Juggernaut in the chat for confirming. The Jets have won playoff series in their franchise history. They've won 2, right? They've won 2 playoff series in fucking 30 years. So the Jets are at plus 400. The Sharks are at 10-1. The Wild are at 10-1. The Kings are at 13-1. Ducks 14-1. Avs 15-1. Blues 15-1. I find that the West is a little less wide open than the East is, actually. Usually it's the other way around, Babano, but I'm not buying what the Wild are selling. The Kings, no. The Ducks, no. Avs, no. Blues, hell no. Sharks, no. Then we get, I really do. I think the top three contenders really are the right teams that are favored here, Babano, and the Nashville Predators, Vegas Golden Knights, and Winnipeg. And I don't believe Vegas are going to win the West.
Yeah.
So I get Nashville, process of elimination. Is it Nashville or the Jets? And quite frankly, I have a hard time trusting the Jets. So I got to say that Nashville's going to win the West.
You pretty much broke it down exactly the way I see it with the West. I like Nashville and Winnipeg 1-2. Vegas wouldn't shock me. I would not be one of those people shocked if they're in a conference final. Like, they're so well coached. Look at the way they play last night. That's a throwaway game. That's a complete toss-away game. They're resting guys. They're putting in some new faces in the lineup against a Vancouver team that you would expect in these final few games after the Sedins announced their retirement.
Hold on. Olin Nolan's saying something exactly, that it was the Thrashers that won. Thanks, Olin, because as I stated earlier, the Winnipeg Jets have never won a fucking playoff game, all right? Like I said this earlier. Yes. You guys are talking about the series is, and to be honest with you, when someone said 2, I was going to say this, I was going to pretext this by stating they won a few playoff series in the fucking WHA, right? I think they won the WHA. So I wanted to say that other than the WHA, they've never won jack shit before. They got swept every time, fuck.
Here's the thing. I mean, Winnipeg, there's obviously a lack of playoff experience for a lot of these guys. It's a franchise.
They lost with Timo Solani. Yeah. All right, hold on. Tim, man, enough of this, fuck. We're getting to the fucking bottom of this right now, fuck. Winnipeg fucking Jets.
Jets history, but all right, while you look that up, I'm just going to quickly talk about this Winnipeg team this time around. I know since they moved from Atlanta, they got swept by Anaheim in that one time they made the playoffs, but it's a different team this time around. They found a goalie in Connor Hellebuck who's had a fantastic season. They've got as much depth up front as any team outside of Pittsburgh. Like, they have 4 lines just like Pittsburgh. They can all score. The defense is pretty good. I mean, Bufflin's had a good season. Tyler Myers has stayed healthy. He's been very good on that back end. They've got the blue line that Ben Sherratt's come in and been good. Josh Morrissey's had a hell of a season on that blue line. That's a better defense than people give them credit for. They've been much better in terms of preventing goals. Their goals against has gone way down. They're getting the goaltending. They can score on all 4 lines. Great power play. It's a lot to like with Winnipeg. I think they're live. They're live in the West, in my opinion.
Anderson's right. In 1985 and 1987, the Jets advanced to the division finals by defeating the Calgary Flames. The only 2 times they've ever won a playoff series. So 1985 and 1987. Interesting. Well, the Jets had defeated the Oilers in the WHA playoffs. All right. Their fortunes reversed in the NHL. All right. 1985 and 90. So, yeah, they haven't won since they're back. You're right. They haven't won a playoff game. How many times have they been back in the playoffs since they've been back, though, guys? Twice? And they got swept both times?
Yeah, it was Anaheim a few years ago. They got swept 4 straight, and they didn't win a game that series. The whiteout came back. The only time they made the playoffs since they moved from Atlanta.
Another wing's not tough. The Jets lost in 7, yeah. I remember Solani losing in 7 and waving at everyone and shit. Lost in 7 and 92 to Vancouver, 6 games in 93 to Vancouver, 1997 to Detroit in 6. I think that was the Solani one, wasn't it?
That's before they moved to Phoenix. That's when Ed Olczyk did the big emotional speech at the end of that series. He says, "But when we win the Stanley Cup, it's coming back to Winnipeg." He did that whole speech and got everybody all riled up.
Stanley Cup back to Winnipeg. When's the Stanley Cup ever? I think the only time the Stanley Cup's ever been in Winnipeg is when Jonathan Toews brings it there. Fuck.
Yeah.
For the fucking parade.
Exactly, for the Chicago. Yeah, he brings it for his hometown, his little opportunity.
His hometown day. So, yeah, Nashville Predators. Listen, Vegas could do it. I mean, Vegas aren't bad, but the deal with Vegas is, guys, they're an undersized team, all right? And they're already starting to slow down a little bit. And the playoffs are completely different. No one, they're flying around, and there's not as much space in the NHL playoffs on the ice as there is in a regular season. And Vegas are the type of team, very similar to the way the Montreal Canadiens were built when the Canadiens are sort of good. They're playmakers. Like, notice Vegas doesn't really do the dump and chase shit that much. It's actually entertaining to watch. They make plays. They get into the zone. You can't do that in the playoffs. Everybody plays a trap in the playoffs. Fuck. Everybody puts up a fucking torpedo, the original torpedo Swedish system, a neutral zone trap. the wall, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Vegas are not going to be able to buzz around like little road runners and shit. And suddenly they're going to have a harder time getting chances in front of the net. And also, Babano, suddenly Vegas are going to get their shit kicked out of them. Like, they're smaller, so other teams are going to say, let's just beat the fuck out of these guys. And they'll wear them out over a series. And even if Vegas survives one series, after playing against a team like the Ducks or the Sharks and shit every fucking 2 nights for 2 weeks, they're going to be worn the fuck out, dude. I don't see them being able to win 3 consecutive playoff series. I don't think they're a fraud. I think they're a good team. But I don't think their bodies and their style of hockey is built to win in the playoffs.
It could go either way with them, because I will say this. They are a smaller team. Is the physical punishment something they'll be able to withstand? But at the same point in time, you can't hit what you can't catch. And I've seen these LAs and these San Jose's and these Anaheims in years past playing teams like Edmonton in the playoffs, and some of these more skilled finesse Western teams, Chicago, go on down the list. They've struggled and they haven't won those series because they've tried to be this physical style and impose their will physically. And the player and the teams with the team that they're playing has players that are too fast for them to catch, to even hit them. And then when they do hit them, they're in the penalty box. And that's a big reason I don't trust a team like Anaheim. They're a physical, heavy hockey team, forecheck, cycle, do all that stuff. But again, they're dealing with a situation where they take too many penalties. They're undisciplined. They got a bunch of cheap shot artists. I had to laugh the other night, by the way. I was watching Colorado and Anaheim Sunday night. I'm listening to the Duck broadcast that night. Gabriel Landeskog runs into John Gibson, the Anaheim goalie, who gets injured on the play. But guess what? Gabriel Landeskog did not run into John Gibson. He was cross-checked into John Gibson right in the small of the back by who? By Ryan Kessler. That's who. His own guy. Cross-checking Landeskog into the back, a vicious one too with his stick, knocks into Gibson. Kessler gets his own goalie injured, knocked out, hasn't even played Gibson since that time. You're wondering how healthy he's going to be going into the playoffs. And then I have to hear the Anaheim broadcaster say, he crosses the line, Gabriel Landeskog, he can be dirty at times. Oh no, because Ryan Kessler and Corey Perry have never, ever crossed the line. They've never done anything dirty or cheap or despicable on the ice. It's ridiculous. It's laughable hearing that.
Yes. Corey Perry. Kessler's a dickhead. And
fuckhead he is. He's ridiculous.
You know what, though, Kessler, one thing about him, he's an asshole on the ice and shit, but he's actually a good guy when it comes to like showing up to kids' hospitals and all that type of stuff. But I did a road rage once in Vancouver, and Kessler was there all night, and I had no idea. How stupid am I? Like, I could have got him on the show, and he probably would have told me to fuck off. But we were doing a show. The Whitecaps were playing in the playoffs. We were doing a show in the Sin Bin in Vancouver, and fucking Kessler was there. Kessler walks out, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, Kessler was here the whole time." It's like, fuck, I didn't know that. People are like, he's actually all right. He's a dick on the ice. But I remember even Corey Perry, dude. Corey Perry was playing in the international in the World Championships a couple of years ago, and I like that. And dude, Canada was losing, and he was a fucking asshole, man. Like, he fucking speared the dude on fucking Sweden. He fucking, he went on a rampage, slew-footing people. And I was like, dude, man, you're just a fucking thug. Fuck. He's a nice thug, yeah. Wants to fight you, but he'll fucking, do dirty shit to you and then sort of skate away after, what, me? Oh, what? I hate to say it, but he's the typical, it was like our women's ice hockey team in the Olympics. These fucking stupid chicks are fucking elbowing people in the face and shit when it's 1-1 with a gold medal on the line. It's like Corey Perry can't help himself. It's like he's been brought up and he's been Don Cherry-eyed so much that it's just instant. We're losing, I will be an asshole. He can't help himself, this guy.
You can lock it up. You can bet on it. You can bet your mortgage on it, your life savings on it. When Anaheim's down 2-3 goals in the final 2 minutes of a third period, they're going to start some shit. They're going to start some scrums. They're going to run into a goalie. They're going to elbow someone in the head, cross-check someone from behind into the boards or something.
I'm jumping on the Ducks right now in game. It's 1-1.
Just as we're bad-mouthing and ripping them, yeah. Let's jump on it. Let's
right now. Hey, I like the Ducks. I like the style. I like the way they play, actually, to be honest with you. You know what the Ducks' problem is, though? Is the opposite of the Knights, Babano, in my opinion, is that the Ducks fucking beat the shit out of you so much in the playoffs. By the time they get into the second round, they're beat up.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're launching themselves against the glass. They're just like, they're totally, it's like demolition derby in the playoffs with the Ducks. But by the time the second round comes, or God forbid they make it to the third round, they're completely fucking beaten down, these guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go quick hitter. A flaw that I have about all the teams that I don't believe in, and I'm in the same camp as you. Anaheim, not disciplined enough. They're going to take a bad penalty at a bad time. Someone will score a big power play goal. That'll sink them. That's my concern there. LA, not enough consistent offense. I just don't know if I'm going to get enough goals nightly from that hockey team. When you look at San Jose, too slow, too old. The core of that team is an older team. And I saw it last year. Edmonton skated rings around them in that first round series. San Jose couldn't keep up. They could not keep up with Edmonton's speed. They face a team loaded with speed. That's why I think Vegas, if they match up with San Jose, I don't know if it'll be in the first round, Vegas can beat San Jose. San Jose can't keep up with Vegas' speed. They don't have the defense to do it. Martin Jones has not exactly been at his best the last couple of games. He was not good last night either. So San Jose, I don't believe in. Minnesota, how can you trust a Bruce Boudreau coach team in the postseason? How many times have we seen Bruce Boudreau's teams do absolutely nothing in the playoffs? So those are my issues with all of those teams.
Batto with us. All right, Babato. So Masters Golf. Have you capped this? Have you taken some players? What do you got for this?
Yeah, there's a couple that stand out for the Masters. I get the emails from golf people that handicap the sport more thoroughly than I do. I watch a lot of golf, but just in terms of in-depth, the nuances and what to handicap, what to look for, I can't do that as well as some other people can, but I rely on their knowledge. I watch the majors. I'll be into this for sure. I'm looking at guys like Ricky Fowler. I think he's got a chance here. Justin Rose, I think even at 14-1 is a must bet. Runner up to Sergio Garcia, good track record at the Masters. That's the one more of the favorites, that number one group that I would probably look at. Paul Casey has had a good year, I think, so far. He's someone I would be thinking is worth a look. Now, Sundays have not been good for him at times. He's had some miserable Sundays where he's collapsed, but I think he's a guy worth a look. And there's a long shot for you. He's way down there, but he's a guy that's been in this Dubai Classic, and sometimes that tournament has been a springboard for these guys to play very good and even win the Masters, aka a Danny Willett a couple years ago. This Hao Tong Lee, who you can get at like 150-1 right now, and actually I think he was higher than that for a bit. One of my golf sources has put a little sprinkle on Hao Tong Lee. He's a guy that's a Chinese golfer that's got a lot of upside, high ceiling, did well in that tournament, the Dubai tournament, a situation where I think he's a decent fit for this Augusta National Golf Course. Hao Tong Lee, your deep sleeper. That's a Cam Stewart special, Gabe. He loves those long shots. How about a little Hao Tong Lee at 150-1?
Yeah, Hao Tong Lee, though he's playing the Masters for the first time.
That's the only issue. Yeah, first-time Masters appearance for him it is, yeah.
Yeah, no, guys just don't win first time. Not all the way since back 1979. Yeah,
that's the issue.
I like Hao Tong Lee, though. He could be, Hao Tong Lee could be in a matchup prop. Like I said, be a nice DraftKings sleeper pick, actually. Hao Tong Lee, the kid can play. The fact is, look, it's sort of a random stat that the winner of the Dubai Classic the last 2 years went on to win the Masters somehow, right? 2 years ago, Danny Willett won the Dubai Classic, and he won the Masters. And then Sergio Garcia last year won the Dubai Classic and then won the Masters. This year, Hao Tong Lee won the Dubai Classic.
Yep.
So, there's a little bit of an interesting angle and trend coming in. I have Hao Tong Lee in my prop, my international player prop that we'll share with you guys in a couple of minutes. I've got some nice props, some nice T10s. We had one of the best golf analysts in the business on our show earlier today with Dan Daly. Man, that guy's fucking good.
Yeah, Vegas Insider. I've heard of that guy. Brady Cannon. I don't know if you know Brady Cannon. He's very, very good. He does golf stuff for SBR. Brady Cannon.
Yeah, Brady Cannon's good. Every capper I ever talked to, and I asked them golf, though, they just give me Brady Cannon's picks.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Like, I didn't ask for Brady Cannon's picks. I respect Brady Cannon, but it's like Brady Cannon says, it's like.
A good buddy of mine, Alf Mosqueda in Vegas. He always is. I stay in touch with him about golf stuff. He caps golf really well. The only thing we disagree with, Alf Mosqueda and I, is he's an Argo fan and I'm a Ticat fan. So we have a little rumble when it comes to that stuff. But no, he's a good golf guy as well. I saw Brooks in the chat mention Perez and Kevin Chappell. Pat Perez and Kevin Chappell. That's a popular pick with a couple people I know. A lot of people liking Kevin Chappell as a long shot, Pat Perez as well. It's weird with Pat Perez. I don't know what it is, consistency sometimes, but a lot of people think he's going to play well at this weekend at Augusta. It's crazy. I see Pat Perez everywhere. It's a popular pick he is at long shot odds.
Pat Perez a lot in the past. The guy's a fucking hothead, bro. If you're a fucking hothead at regular tournaments, how are you going to handle fucking Augusta?
Yeah, Chappell does have a back issue. That's a good point. But from what everyone says, that like Chappell, yes, he's got a back issue, but he's got a game tailor-made for Augusta, and he was in good current form and is a decent track record here. So definitely something to keep in mind there. But I will say this about Tiger, going back to him, and I've not bet Tiger to win this, and nor should you. You're not getting any value with it. The odds makers are begging you to take him. I think they're going to make it very, very, no value whatsoever to be had on him. I will say this about Tiger. We're being inundated with the guy. I understand that. But I will even have to admit, I listened to an interview on Sirius the other day. It was, Armin Katayan. He's a guy that's been reporting on sports, investigating sports for years. Him and a guy named Jeff Benedict, who did an autobiography on Tiger Woods. It just came out last week. It's just flying off the books shelves. New York Times bestseller already, this Tiger Woods autobiography. After hearing that interview and the stories they talked about, I'm interested in reading it. I really want to read it, actually. It sounds fascinating. The good, the bad, the highs and the lows of Tiger's life in that autobiography. And apparently they did a fantastic job. 3-4 years of in-depth investigative research went into that autobiography on Tiger Woods' life. I'm excited to read about it, and I've heard people that say it's fantastic. So
I'm sure it's entertaining. Yeah, the guy's lived quite a life. He comes across as an asshole, I guess, in some parts of it, but there's it's fascinating. I used to read as many dude, I have like hockey. I have a hockey bag here. You can't even move it. It's literally filled with sports books. Like I've read fucking so many sports books. I haven't done it in years, man, but I used to blast through them like in a day and shit. Fuck. Bo Schembechler, Success in Coaching. You know what I mean? Like, there's little things you can help in your own life with this stuff, right? So, like I used to read all those autobiographies, coaches, and fucking Sparky Anderson, or the ways of winning with the coach, and like fucking. But I've read all kinds of sports autobiographies, rock autobiographies, like different autobiographies and shit. And I'm sure I've heard the Tiger stuff that he tells some pretty crazy stories in there. And
incredible.
One thing I'll say about Tiger, and I've been pretty critical of him and basically taking the pot shots, but, we had Dan Daly on today, and he said he spoke to the odds makers. I think he was talking to Jeff Sherman at the Westgate, and he said that they said that Tiger really should be 18-1. So he's 14-1. So it's not like it's a complete ripoff. You know what I mean? Like, there's been times where I'm like, you're fucking nuts if you take Tiger Woods. I personally don't think Tiger Woods is going to win this week, but, a lot of well-respected people think he literally has a decent chance, like, for real, that it's not just hype and shit, that, the guy's fucking won here 4 times, right? He knows this fucking course so well. He's got a lot of traits and shit to his game that are actually pretty conducive to him doing well here. I'm not buying it, but as far as like getting totally ripped off with the odds, just for the record, they said that he really should be 18-1. And like I said, I know he's like 9-1 in some spots and shit, but I'm seeing him generally in the 14-1 range.
Yeah, you can say what you want about Tiger personally and all the ups and downs and all that, but professionally, and when he was in his heyday and in his prime, was there anyone as dominant as he was at that time? Just in that 1997 to 2007 or 8 period, that 10 or 11 year run he had, where he was just one of the maybe the dominant athlete in all the sports. And I keep thinking back to Torrey Pines. What was it? The U.S. Open in 2008. This guy's barely got one leg to stand on. What did he have coming into that tournament? Torn ACL or something. He could barely move out there, and he takes Rocco Mediate into a playoff, and he ends up winning the U.S. Open when he's physically in a horrible state. Just trying to finish that tournament, and somehow he's making big putts. He's just draining big shots. He says his approach shots are great. He's still good off the tee still. With all that pain, and he still ends up beating Rocco Mediate in a playoff in that 2008 U.S. Open when he was just a mess physically going into it. You got to give the guy credit for that. I mean, you could say what you want about his personal life, but professionally and as a golfer, strictly as a golfer in his heyday, he was outstanding. Just amazing stuff.
You know what, Babano? I see Zeke Lovely saying, Jesus, this clown is the worst. I'm not sure if he's talking about you or he's talking about me. It's like Seinfeld. Are you talking to me or are you talking to him? Because you must be talking to one of us.
Sounds like somebody that shouldn't be talking, Gabe. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
It's been a little while. It's been a little while since we busted the hardware out, but you know what? Hey, Zeke Lovely. You're gone!
Yeah, we haven't busted out the old guns, or the old artillery. I like hearing that again. It's been a while. I've missed hearing that sound.
You know what? It has. It's actually been a pretty peaceful run recently. We've even had a couple of nights where like we had like 58 thumbs up and no thumbs down. Like no hitters, Babano. Been a pretty peaceful run as of late. And yeah, I was like, man, but it's nice to see just for the record, like, like we're like Trump. We've got fucking National Guard at the wall. Just because you think like, hey, it's all peaceful and shit, we'll still fucking shoot you in the face,
There we go. Tim saying, hey.
Joe Kim, you're not giving away our water pick. Yeah, you're gone. Get the fuck out of here, Zeke. Fuck. Go listen to Justin Timberlake and fucking stick your thumb up your ass, you fucking tool. All right. All right, last thing, Babano. Fucking track meet in the Spurs game. Fuck. Spurs Lakers, 61-58. Second half total, 104.5. Well, I guess I could sprinkle on the fucking second half over and lose, but a little entertainment here to late night hours. But
I knew right away I was staying out of that Spurs game, losing Spurs in the under last night in painful fashion.
I hate the Spurs, Babano. They fucked me too last night.
Brutal. Yeah.
It's fucking pissed me off.
That's all right. I'll get it back betting against those guys in the first round. Like I said, I'm anti-Spurs in the first round. I'll be looking to bet against them actively.
You know what? I think the Spurs are fucking pussies too. I really do. I want to take the Lakers here almost, but you know what? The Lakers are fucking plus 170 to win the second half. That's not a bad bet, actually. They don't even need to win the game. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take over 105, guys, in the second half, and the LA Lakers to win the second half, plus 170. What are they win the game, though? Fuck, they're plus 290 to win the game, so I'm better off just doing that. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck the 170 second half. We're going to take the Lakers. Nothing big here, guys. We're taking the over 105. We're going to take the Lakers plus 290 on the money line right now. The Spurs, listen, this is no lock, but the Spurs are a bunch of fucking old men and shit, all right? As the game goes on, they often get worse. And Popovich is no expert fucking coach in games. The guy fucks up all the time. I'm going to take a shot. It's plus 290, man. Nothing huge here. We're in. 105. Took the over 105, and we just took the Lakers plus 290. But I don't know if you saw my tweets, Babano, but the Tennessee Titans have new uniforms. They completely ripped off the fucking Toronto Argonauts, man.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a good point. I never even really thought of that till now. The comparison with the Argos. I knew it looked similar to some. Yeah, it does. It looks like an Argo jersey.
No, like, listen, it's a blue jersey, okay.
It does actually a little bit.
They don't own dark blue, but the outline is like baby blue, the number, and then their alternate jersey is a rip-off of the Argos baby blue jersey. It's like, like honestly, it's like all three of their jerseys are essentially Argo rip-offs. Like, I got it. They have the same color, I guess, but I guess the Tennessee Titans just figure, and the NFL figures, whatever, fuck. It's the CFL, no one will give a shit, no one will even know, but seems like they're a little fucking close to me.
No, I mean I was stunned to see that. To be honest with you, that it was that, and I actually hadn't thought of that till now because I was like, that jersey.
Look at the differences, Babano. It's crazy.
Yep.
All right, before we let you go here, let me just check something. Toronto Argonauts schedule. All right. Can't wait for the start of the CFL season. We had a great time, of course. We had a great time last year. We went to the playoff game. I was thinking today, why the fuck how do we not bet on the Argos? Fuck. I mean, at least me, fuck. But anyway, so all right. Toronto Argonauts. So the first game, Babano here. Ooh, sounds like a fucking road rage type party to me almost. Actually, you know what? We could plan this pretty good. Because I'm going to have my going away party and stuff. But I got to tell you, Babano, looking at the Argonaut schedule, I have often bitched about when they play and it's weird times and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now, man. A lot of chances for us to go and have some parties. Saturday, June 23rd, home opener against the Calgary Stampeders on a Saturday night. Fuck.
Grey Cup rematch. That's a good game, too.
Fucking right. Go to the game. Could do fucking little rage after here. Saturday, July 7th. Fuck, they play at 5:30. Another great time to go to the game and fucking party Saturday night. They're playing Saturday, July 20th, Thursday, August the 2nd, Saturday, August the 18th. And then, you know, even me, as much as I love the CFL, it's hard for me to go Saturday, September the 8th. You know what I'm saying? When there's all those good college games going on. But, yeah, Toronto Argonauts home opener is Saturday, June the 23rd.
I know it's actually starting, I believe, a week earlier than normal, the regular season.
I like it
this year. They've moved it up. Randy Ambrosi, the commissioner, says he eventually wants the regular season to start in mid to late May, even if not early June. Now, the problem with moving it up more than this year is that you're going to start overlapping into the Cup final and the NBA final. I don't know if you want to do that if you're the CFL, but they're considering it anyway. They want to do it for ESPN as well. They want the Grey Cup to be more October, early November, as opposed to late November. So they're really thinking about moving this CFL season up by even as much as a full month.
I don't want the full month.
Yeah, I'm conflicted on that because I think there's pros and cons to both.
Preseason in May is fine. I think June is fine. Listen, the CFL used to have the attitude that, well, you know, the CFL used to start late. I remember it was like Canada Day. Remember, it would basically be like even July 4th and July 5th and shit. But then they had the attitude that, listen, we want to start after. We don't want to go head-to-head with the Stanley Cup playoffs. But the fact of the matter is Canadian teams suck so hard, Babano, right? that, you know, what are we waiting for? And another thing is that TSN doesn't have the Stanley Cup playoffs. Their competitor does. So don't think for a second, Babano, the TSN hasn't had an influence on this to get some counter programming earlier. But I've always thought that the CFL should start kind of when they're starting this year, to be honest with you. I got to tip my cap to them. The first game, Babano, is June the 14th this year. That's not bad, man. That's pretty soon, you know?
I think that's perfect. I mean, I don't really think you got to move it up any more than that. That's perfect. Late June, I didn't love that. I thought you could start it a week or two earlier. They're finally doing that.
Grey Cup traditionally, sorry, but I was going to say the Grey Cup traditionally, though, is the last Sunday of November. Sort of like the Super Bowl, first Sunday of February. But, hey, the NFL's tradition used to be the last fucking Sunday of January, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't have a problem with it. And the fact is, I know we're Canadian and we all want to bitch. Oh, we like it outside and shit. But it fucking sucks, man. It's fucking cold sometimes for the Grey Cup. And it would be better. Just move it up 2 weeks, Babano.
Yep.
Start the season now. You have the Grey Cup. So the CFL season ends sort of November the 14th instead of the 28th type shit, you know?
It's great. It's June 14th, a good time. Good. And you know what? We're going to have preseason May 31st and June 1st. The preseason starts. So that's real early. You're going to have preseason football even May 31st, June 1st. So they're definitely moving it up a little bit. I love it. June 1st is the Hamilton preseason home game against Toronto. So I'll be starting my, what is it, 6th season in a row as a season ticket holder. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll try to come down to the Hammer at some point in time.
I can't wait. I need football in my life, Gabe, and I know you'll agree with me. I need it.
Yeah. I can't wait for the start of the CFL either. I'm fired up. All right, Babano, say it's always a pleasure, man. Thanks for joining us. And next time I see you, I'll try to get you a Laura Secord Easter egg so you can try one for the first time.
I appreciate that. You're making it sound good. So I'm. These are high expectations, Gabe. If you get this thing from me, I
They
expect
actually
a
are. Yeah, no, they
tremendous
actually are good.
treat from it. Yeah, I expect it to be delicious. I expect it to be one of the best chocolate things I've ever had. So I'm holding you to that.
Fucking Tim Anderson's got a bitch, eh? No. It's got to be the last Sunday of November. So we're going to bring Tim on in a couple of minutes, and we'll find out why he must be so stuck in the past.
Yeah, I got to give up the chair to Tim. It's Tim's turn now.
Well, you know what? We didn't think we'd go this long, but we enjoyed it, Babano.
No, it flew by again. That's why. It always goes by way too fast.
Great time tonight. Great show. Great stuff, Babano. All right, so you have any final words? You got the ice guys in the morning, but any picks, anything you want to say to people that you didn't get an opportunity to say in your final? This is your closing argument, like in court.
I know. Closing argument. A closing argument. I like to give out a play. I always like to do that. Let's give you something for the Thursday board. Take a look at the Thursday. Let's go to baseball. There's something that kind of stands out to me. Stands out to me is John Lester doesn't look right. John Lester had a little decline in his velocity that first start against the Miami Marlins. He didn't pitch well at all in that baseball game against them. I got concerns with John Lester. I think he's a little bit of a bet against guys, another year older. He's had a lot of innings, a lot of years pitching, and that first start against Miami was rough for him. I think he's going to be in trouble a little bit against Milwaukee tomorrow night. They start a big-time series against the Brewers, two teams that will be fighting it out, I think, for that division. Suter, the lefty for the Brewers on the mound. This is a guy that overachieved last year. He was very good, but I think a lot of his metrics point to some regression this year. His hard contact rate has already gone way up this season. He didn't have a very good, crisp first start, Suter, for Milwaukee. So I think Lester's vulnerable, and I think Milwaukee can hit him. I think the Cubs offense is going to come to life finally. I know they haven't hit well so far. They've been brutal in a few games, the Cubs, but I think they can score some runs off Suter in this game. I'll be looking over the total there. We got a total of 9. I think it gets there.
All right, total of over of 9. All right, looking at the number.
Cubs Brewers, yep, Thursday.
It's a night game, right? Yeah. Last game on the rotation here in the slate. Yeah. Lester's a -125 road favorite. Those games are always real heated too, right? Chicago and Milwaukee so fucking close to each other.
It is. And by the way, we got Adam Wainwright making his first start too tomorrow night for St. Louis against Arizona. A good series. That's a good series. Arizona's played well. St. Louis has played well. Start the season. Good early series for both of those teams.
Ian Cameron, a.k.a. Babano, the soup Nazi. Thanks, Babano.
Yeah, always fun, Gabe. I'll kick back, watch you and Tim go at it. It'll be a lot of fun. Have a good night, guys. Thanks again.
There's Babano. Great stuff with Babano.
Again, I can't work. This play will run forever. Okay, but now that I'm big again, I can't work Tuesdays, Thursdays, the month of July, or Toronto Raptors home games. I'm the Spike Lee of that team.
Go Raptors. All right, so we've got some late night action going on here. We're on the Anaheim Ducks. Are they still called the Anaheim Ducks? I don't know. Fuck. These teams in Anaheim, they change their names all the fucking time. Los Angeles, Anaheim, California Ducks. The Anaheim, they're all Anaheim, all right? It's the fucking Anaheim Angels. It's the Anaheim Angels. It's the Anaheim Ducks. They're all Anaheim. Yeah, Krusty the Clown's on the Raptor bandwagon. My favorite clown and my favorite basketball team come together.
Will run forever. Okay, but now that I'm big again, I can't work Tuesdays, Thursdays, the month of July, or Toronto Raptors home games. I'm the Spike Lee of that team.
All right, so we grabbed the second half over of the Spurs game and the Lakers. God, I'm sick. And we took the Lakers plus 290 on the money line.
Anyone else like to share? How about you in the back with the glasses, sir?
My name's Bobby, and I am an addict.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. You know, you folks aren't here because you're gamblers. You are here because you are terrible gamblers.
Okay, Bobby.
These folks don't need to stop doing what they're doing. They just need to get better at it. Who's dealing?
Please.
Who's that?
Hello?
Eureka, Billy Jean! Bobby Riggs. I had a great idea. Male chauvinist pig versus hairy-legged feminist. You're still a feminist, right?
I'm a tennis player who happens to be a woman.
Don't hang up.
And by the way, I shave my legs.
Bobby Riggs. Yeah. Man, earlier my eyes were burning, man. Could feel like germs in my eyes and shit. Every night, too, I'm like, oh, I can't go on too late tonight. Can't go on too late tonight. I'm sick. And then last night, we're on all night again. I'm fucking like way worse today. All right. We take our first break of the evening here. We just plowed through an hour and 54 minutes of high-quality rage. We take a quick break, bathroom break, bong break, stretch break. It's like the seventh inning stretch here. You know, we're going to take a little break, seventh inning stretch. And on the other side, Tim, there is no curse, Anderson, steps up and in. We talk Masters, golf, and whatever else, whatever topic comes up. But we're going to focus in on the Masters. We'll get Tim's take on the Masters. I'll share my props, my picks. Got some great insight for you for the Masters tournament. Yeah, I've got some orange juice here. I got to get more, though. You're right, Bruce Chad. CryptoFlex. I need help. I only have $100 and I need $100 in 3 months. Is that possible? If you don't spend that $100, CryptoFlex, yes, you'll still have that $100 in 3 months. Does anyone know what the hell CryptoFlex is talking about? Keep your $100. Oh, God. You have $100, you need $1,000 in 3 months. No, he wants the 10 times his $100. It's PayPal. Everyone settle down. Everyone just settle down. I'm sure he means $1,000. Yeah, you can get a job, become a hooker, or bet on Paul Casey to win the Masters at 22-1. Your $100 will become fucking $2,300. What are you guys, all Nigerian fucking princes in the chat? I never realized you guys were. You guys are all like fucking Nigerian princes here. All of you are like, yeah, send me your $100. I'll fucking turn it into 1,000 for you, fuck. I actually responded to one of those. I responded to one of those Nigerian prince emails once. I got an email. And same shit, blah, blah, blah. My fucking brother left this, but I need $10,000 to access it through the Bank of fucking Nigeria, blah, blah. This guy's going on. So I responded to the guy. I said, I'm very interested. So I let him on. I said, I'm very interested. I responded. The guy got back to me in email. He's like, good, yes, yes. And I said, listen, I want to help you get the $10,000, but I said, I need you to send me $2,000, and then I can get the $10,000 to send you. And he responded back, fuck off. And I responded back, no, fuck you, LOL. You flip it on them. Next time they do that, respond back and say, I'm very interested, but I need you to send me $1,000, and then I can get the money, and then I can send it to you. Listen, what, Crypto? If you bet the same amount on every game, you take your $100, you build it up to a couple $100, bet $25 a game, $50 a game, you can build it up. You know what? I sort of got from a buddy of mine. I saw him firsthand. In Montreal, there's all kinds of squeegee punks. All right? There's all kinds of squeegee punks in Montreal. And the kid came up to the window, and he did the window, and he asked us for change. And the guy I was in the car with said to him, he goes, no, I don't have any change. And the kid had a bunch of cigarettes like hanging out of his pocket loose. And so the punk's like, you have any change? He does the window. And my buddy's like, no, I don't have any change. He's like, but can I get a smoke from you? He's like, he points at the kid's cigarette. Can I get a smoke? The kid's like, he's like, thanks, lights it up, and he drives off. I'm like, I said, man, that kid hit you up for change, and you took one of his cigarettes. He's like, fuck him. So, you can't hustle a hustler. He's like, he's trying to hustle me. Come on. Like, yeah, it's amazing. It's the success you can have in life by just reversing the script. Just flip the script on people. They don't know how to handle it. Let's go, man. Let's go, Ducks. Yeah, we got some nice Masters picks for you. Kitchen array. I make six figures here flipping the script. Exactly. You flip the script. It's sort of like a political angle, right? Change the narrative. You know, it's like sort of like the girlfriend shit. Girlfriend's pissed off at you about something. You go in with something better. Fuck. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, but I'm pissed about this. And you stand your ground like. You can bring a group of family, friends, or colleagues to a wild game. Single game suites are available for large and small groups. They are a perfect way to celebrate the season. Go to wild.com/single game suites for details. Wild control the draw. Brodeen spins it down in behind the Anaheim goal. Stahl trying to fight through a check. He's tied up by Kessler. Hooker on it for Minnesota. Hooker fights off Pedersen's hit. Niederreiter's shot was blocked. Wild haven't spent much time in the offensive zone here in the third period. Up front. It was kicked away by Williams. Pagliano comes to center over for Silverberg. Tipped back the other way by Brodeen. Hooker has it. Hooker spins along the wall. Dumba pitching in the hole for Minnesota. Trying to get it to Niederreiter. Now it's Stahl along the end boards. Stahl crisscrosses with Zucker. Back down low for Zucker. He escapes Walensky. To the line for Dumba. Shot. That was intercepted and cleared. And Dumba comes back to pick up the loose puck. Maybe more important than any other time this game around. I need to be very careful what they do with the puck. Here's the time where you make the smart play. Even if it's not the most exciting one. With the complexion of this hockey game, I think it's a decision, not necessarily a beautiful play of any kind. Both teams defend pretty well. Goals have been hard to come by in this building for Minnesota. They've lost 6 of their last 9. Minnesota have been all over them, which means Anaheim probably wins. Fuck, my fucking throat's starting to give out here a bit. The show must go on. Inside my heart is breaking. The fuck is this, man? Fucking new fucking bottles and shit. I've never seen this before. The fuck, man? I just take these fucking caps off, man.
I do the same thing.
Tim Anderson. Yeah, Tim, you ever use like the little cap thing?
Now that wouldn't happen to be
Like,
that wouldn't happen to be a Powerade, would it, Mr. Morency? If you remember our conversation from last week.
I like what you said too. You're like, people say they like Gatorade, but what do they buy?
Yeah, that's exactly my point.
Here it is. Yeah, I got a Powerade here.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I hate to fuck you. You kind of put me in a corner here, Tim, out of the gate. It's already Tim Anderson 1.
Well.
I'll be honest with you. I was at a Special K Esso gas station store.
Okay.
It was 2 Gatorades for $4.50 or 2 Powerades for $3.50. And I got suckered in.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I actually prefer the G2.
Yeah, actually, so do I. Of all the stuff, I prefer the G2 the best.
Yeah. Listen, I just went through a bottle of water here, but I'll drink some juice later. I had a smoothie earlier, but
when you're sick, I mean, ginger ale is still the thing that does it for me.
yeah, I did some ginger ale before. I've gone through a lot of. Listen, supposed to do fluids, right? There's worse things to drink than a Powerade, too. Right?
Oh, much worse things. You could drink a 7-Up.
Yeah, exactly. RC Cola. The only thing is, I put it in the freezer, and it's a little bit too much. Yeah, Tim. Tim Anderson 1, Morency nothing. People are giving you credit in the chat for it, Tim.
Well, it was a gimme. I had to take it.
Who was as I'm holding it up? Like, all right. So you saw earlier. We'll just get the food talk out of the way.
All right. Yeah, those things are fantastic.
These things really are Canadian classic, aren't they?
They are, to me, a quintessential part of Canadian Easter. They're delicious. They're rich. They're high class. But they're excellent.
Yeah, this isn't lowbrow, exactly. Remember that like box of chocolate I got from fucking Louisiana, man? That was some ghetto fucking chocolate. This is the real deal. This is upper echelon shit right here, Tim.
It really is. It's great stuff.
Fuck the Swiss. Laura Secord. Is Laura Secord really a Canadian company though?
Oh yeah, it is, or at least it used to be. And perhaps it's been bought out by somebody since.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably owned by Beijing or something now, but nevertheless. All right, so it's Masters time, Tim, and we had Feinberg on last night. On a scale of 1 to 10, his excitement level for the Masters is like 12 on a 1.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware how excited he is.
Yeah, I wonder about him sometimes. I think he loves the Masters and Phillip Rivers more than his fucking family sometimes. But that's another story.
The Masters is lovely. It's nowhere close to my favorite tournament of the year, but I am excited.
So your favorite tournament is the Open, right?
The U.S. Open, actually.
The U.S. Open. It's the real challenge. It's the biggest challenge in golf. Yeah, so you feel that which is the most prestigious one to win?
Oh, the most prestigious is the Open. That's Bobby Jones. That is Old Tom Morris. That is played at St. Andrews. That's the one that spans the history of the game.
But really, to an American, it's the Masters, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course, to an American,
the green jacket is the green jacket.
Of course,
people remember more. Hey, Bubba Watson's got fucking 3 green jackets. Then, hey, Bubba Watson won at Sawgrass or like won the Open. Sure. You know what I mean? Like,
no dispute.
Like the green jacket thing sticks with you forever. So let me go through. This is the list of things. Have you ever been to Augusta before?
I have not been to Augusta. No, I must say.
It's like something that you would enjoy.
One day I will get there. It's not that the tickets are expensive. They're not easy to get.
You got a waiting list and shit, right?
Yeah, maybe one day, but no, I have not been there.
Yeah, Cam's been there actually.
Oh, has he? Okay,
yeah, well, Cam covered it. So
everybody who goes says it's really hilly.
Well, yeah, that's what Cam said. Actually, it's more hillier than you think. So we all know about the legendary. They talk about the tradition like no other and shit like that. And I hate that shit. Fucking, they lay it on so thick. We'll get to the Tiger overhype in a second, but. one thing that they do right at this place is the low price in the concessions.
Yes, that is famous. $2 for a beer, $2 for a sandwich, $1.50 for a pimento cheese sandwich.
So what you can get, Darren Rovell did what you can get for $43. So you spend $43 at the concession stand. You can get 4 bottles of water, 2 barbecue sandwiches, 2 chicken sandwiches, 8 egg salad sandwiches, 2 pimento cheese sandwiches, 2 cookies, 2 moon pies, and 1 pecan cluster for $43. I said that would probably set you back about $1,400 in a Blue Jays game. Like, I can't even add it up. Like, imagine, like, you know, standing there, them adding that shit up. Like, 4 bottles of water would be like $30. 2 barbecue sandwiches would be like another $25. 8 egg salad sandwiches, yeah, they'd hit you for like $200. Like, it'd just be, you know, like on top of this. But at least that's one good thing. And, you know, the Atlanta Falcons have very cheap prices too, at that new stadium.
Yes, they do. Seems to me like if you're going to, no matter what sporting event it is, if you are going to charge customers an outrageous amount of money to come to the course or to the stadium or to the field, the least you can do is not gouge them at the concessions.
All right. So let's jump in here. And I want to repeat Spenny Mac's parlay, actually, to make the cut. To make the cut parlay that pays like 11-1. But, you know, let's start off with you, actually, Tim. What do you think about the tournament? Who do you like? Who do you like to win? Or do you have any top 10 bets or top 20 bets or any dark horses? Give us what you got as far as the Masters is concerned.
Yeah, so I will. I covered a lot of this earlier this week on Pat Mayo's the Pat Mayo Experience with Feinberg. So as usual at a major, I picked 3 people to win. I have 3 winners. Justin Rose is one of them. He was the runner-up here in 2017. He's won a major championship, so I like him. Zach Johnson is my long shot. He's won here. He won at St. Andrews 3 years ago. His golf game's in pretty decent form. I wouldn't mind throwing a dart with Zach Johnson. And as I said last week, you know, I'm picking Tiger Woods. I don't like Tiger Woods. I don't want Tiger Woods to win. It would annoy me if he won. But he only wins at places he's won before. When he had his little mini renaissance in 2013, he would have won the tournament had he not hit the ball off the pin in Friday and put it in the water. He has a way of elevating his game here compared to other places. So I just think the prices, I mean, yeah, okay, the price should be 18-1 or 20-1. But if you think he's going to win, in the end, you just have to roll with it. I think he's going to win, and it drives me crazy because I am not a fan by any means.
You look at Tiger Woods' track record here, and you know, I think he could play well on this course, even if he was all pilled up like he seems to be all the time. So he's won 4 times, 11 top 5s, 13 top 10s in his career at Augusta. I just can't buy all the way into him. I give him credit, and I give him credit that he's got his game back right now, evidently, and more importantly, his life, because his life's been out of control at times. But he seems to be back on track. Right now.
Yeah, life's not out of control for 20 years. We just didn't know about it for the first 15.
Yeah, but even more so recently, you know. Passed out on the fucking side of the road, bro, and shit.
Oh yeah, no, that's bottom of the barrel stuff.
Yeah, like, you know, like, so, you know, he hit a rock bottom in humiliation. Like, you know, we really did. We saw the video and stuff, but he seems to be happy and he's confident right now. Seems to be healthy. But with all that being stated, and somebody brought it up earlier today, that, you know, I think it was Dan Daly said, I got to see him compete in a major and actually like stick around for all 4 days, and before we're going to say, all right, he's back and he's going to win. I think he plays well, but this isn't like Sister Jean and shit. And a lot of times in sports, Tim, whether it's right or wrong, and we just make this shit up in our heads, but we believe that, well, they want this team to get there, right? They want LeBron to make it to the finals. They don't want a team from Canada there. They like, you know, Sister Jean was a nice story. And Loyola Chicago did get every fucking call, all right, until they got to the Final Four. So the one thing in golf is they can't really help the player, right?
Yeah, it's hard.
If he's going to do it, he's got to earn it. Now, listen, the marshals are nicer to some guys than others and shit.
Yeah, they can play around with the draw and when you play and when you don't play.
Yeah, you're right. I remember Patrick Reed a couple of weeks ago said, yeah, if I was Jordan Spieth, you'd let me take the drop. Everybody said that.
That's not wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So there is preferential treatment. I'm not going to say there isn't at times. It's like life, but he's going to have to do it himself. And my deal is there's just too many fucking good players that he has to beat to do it.
I agree.
If he does this, I'll tip my cap to him, and I'll say, you know what? It's one of the greatest golf stories ever.
But you won't get him at 14-1 if he plays really well at the U.S. Open. You get him at 9-1 or 8-1. Seems to me this is probably the longest odds you're going to get on him for a while if he plays good golf. So,
and to be honest with you, this is the best fucking chance that he has. Like, he ain't winning the
100%. 100%. He's not winning at Shinnecock.
Yeah.
He is not winning at Carnoustie. He is not winning at Bellerive.
No.
This is it. I mean, this is his one crack this year. So if you think he's going to win a major championship, it's now or never, as Elvis would say.
So Justin Rose, hard to argue with Justin Rose. Besides Jordan Spieth, Rose has the second lowest score to par over the last 5 years at Augusta, including a playoff loss to Sergio last year, a T10 in 2016, a T2 in 2015. The motherfucker, I mean, obviously he can nail it here. He won the Valspar this year already. What do you make of what do you make of Rose coming in here? My deal with Rose is I almost don't like taking guys that lost in a playoff and stuff like that the next year at the same place.
Yeah, I get that.
That lost the Super Bowl to get back there again to win, you know?
I get that, and it's just that I think in a tournament where there's so much top talent and nobody's really emerged as a heavy favorite, a guy who's played well here seems like a reasonable choice, who's also a major champion. That kind of stuff kind of matters to me. And I mean, I will say, I've written Jordan Spieth off at this tournament. I think he's forever scarred at this tournament. I don't think he's ever going to win it again. I've been on that corner. I stand on that corner. And I was proven right last year that when he was in the hunt, he once again dunked it in the water on 12 because he is forever rattled. Justin Rose seems to me the sort of guy who's a little more even keel, calm. The crowds don't hate him. They don't love him. I just think he's in a decent spot here. So, I mean, I think you're getting your money in good with Justin Rose. Whether he wins or not is a separate question.
Phil Mickelson, 3-time. I said Bubba won 3 times, 2 times. We'll get to Bubba. Yeah, Phil's won 3 times.
Yeah,
and Phil, another instance in which if Phil's ever going to win a major again, I think obviously Augusta's his best chance as well.
Oh yeah,
and I think that and obviously being left-handed, right? I mean, the course is made for lefties, or at least beneficial to left-handers, and I think Phil is rejuvenated by Tiger Woods as well. We talked about this. Phil and Tiger were longtime rivals. They never really got along before, but they're at a different time in their lives now. And Phil said, and even admitted, he said, I was watching him play, and he wasn't in the tournament when Tiger was doing well. He goes, I was watching him play a couple of weeks ago, and he goes, I was genuinely happy and genuinely cheering for him. And he even admitted, he goes, I never would have thought, that we'd be here, but here we are. And he said, I'm really happy that he's back. And he basically stated, I owe a lot to this guy, basically saying we all made a lot of money because of him. He said, all of us on the tour benefited so much because of Tiger and what he meant to the game, and I'll forever be grateful. But he goes, I'm really happy to compete with him again. And you can tell that, Phil, with all this hype with fucking Tiger, it brings Phil back to the old days, sort of, man, fuck Tiger, fuck. What about me? I'm coming in here too. There's just so many guys that are good golfers that really wouldn't be crazy to say that it could win this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all of that. I think Phil is partly rejuvenated by Tiger, partly because his health is feeling better. He looks in good physical shape. He didn't play well in 2017. I think he needed to prove to himself that he still belonged in these big tournaments. He went to the WGC in Mexico and won. He still aches to win, of course, the U.S. Open, and he still wants to win another major or two. He wanted to be on this year's Ryder Cup team on points, which that win at Mexico probably locks him into. So Phil's in good form, but I just, listen, there's no one I want to win more than Phil Mickelson, but I just don't think he's going to get it done here this week.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get there either. Rory McIlroy, Rory's fucking dangerous, and he loves it here as well. You've got Rory, you've got Dustin Johnson, you've got Jordan Spieth. We're all talking about like dominant fucking players that could win here. Dustin Johnson kind of is flying under the radar suddenly right now.
Justin Thomas. No one's talking about those two guys, the best and second best players in the world, according to the golf ranks. And nobody's talking about Johnson. There's no one talking about Thomas. Either could definitely win this thing. I don't think either's going to. I think that Dustin would be the best, particularly if there's a lot of rain, which there is in the forecast for Saturday. Dustin's length off the tee on a very soft course may give him an advantage and might be somebody to grab, but I don't know. Dustin has a long track record of blowing it in big spots. Oakmont beside, he has a long history of someone I just don't trust in big spots. He wins a ton of the smaller tournaments where there's there's 600,000 people watching, but at major champions,
I wonder about his mental toughness too.
Yeah, I mean,
what I just don't know, Tim, is wouldn't you figure, and the Anaheim Ducks score 2-1 right now, wouldn't you figure that being around Wayne Gretzky, that something would have rubbed off on him a little bit, you know what I mean, about how to handle big moments and championship situations? I mean, he hangs with Wayne. He plays golf with Wayne.
Yeah, but those things are not communal property in a marriage. Like, you can't just absorb it through osmosis. One of those things I think you have to develop for yourself, how to actually deal with it.
Yeah, but you have direct access to one of the best champions ever, right?
Sure.
One thing with Wayne Gretzky is, though, to be honest with you, he really wasn't in that many close, tight games. He was way better than everyone. Like, they fucking killed everyone, and then it was over type thing. So, but I don't know. It just seems like Dustin Johnson, you're right. He's got all the physical tools, and he's the best player. He's got a better game than everybody. But I don't know. It just seems like there's it's a little empty up there at times, in a polite way of me saying this. Not the sharpest guy.
I don't know that he's not the sharpest guy. I just think he doesn't have that sort of – he's a more laid-back guy. He doesn't have that killer mentality. He's not an A personality. I think he's like sort of a cool customer, which can be great with golf because you can not get rattled too much shot after shot. You can sort of move along. But in big spots, he just doesn't seem to be able to muster that intestinal fortitude that the true champions, the Jack Nicklaus, the Tom Watson, the Tiger Woods have had in the past.
I had Rose in one of my three. I gave 3 golfers as well today, and Rose was one of them. You can't discount the way the guy plays here.
No, absolutely not.
Thing. So I gave Rose, Bubba Watson, Tim.
Sure, why not? I mean, Bubba's playing great.
I'm a Bubba Watson fan. He used to really irritate me, with his fucking speedboat, fucking golf, fucking hovercraft shit, and fucking being buddies with Bieber. But you got to respect the guy, man. The guy slam dunk, fucking went to the basketball game, or not dunk, but fucking drilled. Had a great game playing a basketball game, great tournament, and he's got a chip on his shoulder as well. This guy,
and he's won twice this year already.
Yeah, he's won twice already. He's a 2-time winner here. He's in good form. And nobody's talking about him at all. And he's an arrogant fucking prick that is motivated by this. And he's this is this course. We saw it today, dude. Tom Watson wins the par 3. I saw Jack drill like a 21-foot fucking off the fucking rough there. And, it's like these guys can play this fucking course in their fucking sleep, man. They know it so fucking well. And this is one of these deals with Bubba. Fuck, the Minnesota Wild, they pulled the goalie with 2.5 minutes left. Bubba knows this course so well, Tim, and he's so good. He's in his zone right now. I think he's a legitimate contender.
He's absolutely a legitimate contender. I don't know how you could marshal a case against that. Last year you could because he was playing like garbage. This year he's playing great. He's not playing with that pink golf ball anymore, which is nice. He's winning. He's won here twice. He looks in great form. He just beat one of the top fields in the world at the match play. Wouldn't be shocked in the least if he were putting on a 3rd green jacket on Sunday.
All right. So my guy is Paul Casey.
Yeah, I'm a little confused about that. So maybe you can make your case.
Well, what's there to be confused about? The last 3 times he's played here, he was T6, T4, and 6th place.
But Paul Casey doesn't win.
What's that?
Paul Casey never wins.
Well, he's got to win sometime. Something's got to.
Okay.
You don't need. What do you mean never wins? Fuck. You won the Valspar this year already. Fuck.
Like he's just. What are the stats? I'm sure you looked at some stats that sort of led you to that.
After Jordan Spieth and after Rose, he's got the lowest fucking average score here, man. The guy's a fucking consistent.
Okay.
He's gonna be basically. Look, he's gonna be in the top 5, and he's just got to get a couple of breaks and close the deal. I mean, it's not going to be easy because he's going to be playing against some pretty tough motherfuckers. But he's one of the best players in the motherfucking world that fucking owns this fucking course. He hasn't won here before, but you know what? He hasn't played here fucking 18 times or anything like that.
Yeah, no, listen, I mean, I'm sure you get what are his odds right now? 100 to 1?
100 to 1. He's 22 to 1.
He's 22 to 1. Gee, I'm zoning out on it. I did not realize that. I guess that, yeah, winning at Valspar, I guess, would have really shortened his odds. But man, oh man, oh man. Paul Casey to me is in the same field of people like Pat Perez or just guys that I understand why people like.
Not in the same. Come on, Pat Perez. Fuck.
In the sense that they're people that
golfers like. Nowhere near the accomplishments as fucking Paul Casey.
Well, before this year, Paul Casey hadn't won a PGA tournament in like a decade. It's like, I got no problem with Paul Casey. I understand that you say, and listen, he has played here well. He does have a track record of playing well at these Masters. But he's never been top 5. I don't think. I don't know. I mean,
yeah. Listen, what do you mean top 5? Finished in 4th place 2 years ago here.
He was 4th place. See now, I'm just completely confused. Then fair enough. You're right. He was tied for
6th place.
You're right.
Not to mention, Paul Casey hasn't shot around higher than 73 all fucking year anywhere.
Okay.
You want to talk about consistency?
Okay. I mean, you're making a good case.
The deal. He's 22 to 1 for a reason. He's not 12 to 1 like these other guys, but
you're making a good case here.
He's got every good of a chance of winning this tournament as any of the dudes in the 11 to 1 range. I like him more because there's no pressure on him, really. There's pressure on these other players.
That is a fair point. Yeah, nobody's talking about Paul Casey. That's true.
Well, gamblers are. He's a trendy pick with gamblers.
I mean, and the only person
he caught my eye earlier in the week.
And the only person who would be excited if he was winning would be Nick Faldo, who openly cheers for every Englishman in the Masters if they're doing well.
I picked Nick Faldo to win the Masters fucking years ago. It was one of my best golf bets ever. I don't know if I've won since.
Besides, was that the year that Norman fell apart on the back 9?
No, it was the other one. He won 2, right? So it wasn't the one where he fell apart. No, it was the other one. Yeah, no. I like Paul Casey here. I legitimately do.
Okay.
I think he's got a very good chance of winning this tournament. And he's Paul Casey. All right, Lakers up 90-89. Let's go Lakers. Paul Casey to be top 20 is minus 138. I don't want to use the term fucking that, you can't say anything's a lock, but
Paul I do all the time.
Top 20.
I claim things are locks all the time. It's really easy to do.
You do, huh? For every lock, there's a key.
Yeah, that's true too.
There shouldn't be for some locks, but there is. All right, let's see. I want to see top 10. Fuck this fucking top 20 pussy shit. Paul Casey, top 10, plus 187. All right, Anaheim Ducks win. I don't know. They pulled a goalie with 2.5 minutes left, and the Ducks score right away. I don't know if that was the brightest idea, but I guess Minnesota are desperate, and I don't know why the fucking they would do that so early, but no, I like Paul Casey a lot here. I brought this up earlier. The last 6 Masters winners, Tim, all right? The last 6 years, the Masters winners all came into Masters week ranked top 7 in strokes gained tee to green. That's been the common pattern and common theme.
Sure.
The last 6 years, the recipe for success. And off the top of my head, the guys on the list were Adam Scott, Tommy Fleetwood, Paul Casey, Dustin Johnson, Sergio Garcia, and there was one more.
Jordan Spieth, maybe?
Jordan Spieth. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. It was Jordan Spieth. So I believe that the winner will be one of those players.
Yeah, they're all lovely. I mean, it's funny. Adam Scott is one of Pat Mayo's deep picks too, and that may be indeed part of the thought process involved. And plus, he's a past champion of the event.
The problem with Adam Scott is he can't putt right now.
He cannot putt right now, but he's playing better than even
right now. It's been a couple of years, but
ever since he was forced away from the anchor putter,
he's on my DraftKings team.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would not be shocked. I mean, listen, once you won the Masters, you can never shock me if you won again. It's one of those things because you've proven you know the course, and you get to play it every single year. So, I mean, I have no love for Adam Scott, but yeah, I mean that number makes some sense.
So I was sort of eliminating the guys through the top 7 here. Dustin Johnson actually wasn't on the list, but I don't think he didn't qualify. He didn't play enough. I think that was the problem. But so Adam Scott's not going to win. I think he'll have a nice round and shit. He'll surprise people. Like Adam Scott, maybe a T20 bet is worth a look. He's not going to win. A lot of people are talking about Tommy Fleetwood. See, there's Drake. That's what I'm talking about right now. Sorry, Tim, but I was bitching about this the other night. Like he's standing up like he's the coach, like partially on the court and shit. It's like, fuck, sit down, fuck.
Yeah, it's Krusty the Clown's job now.
Exactly. And he does a damn good job at it, fuck. So Tommy Fleetwood, I'm not buying. Tommy Fleetwood's not winning the Masters.
I was all over Tommy Fleetwood at the Open last year because it was near his hometown, blah, blah, blah. I fell in love, then I fell out of love. So,
All right. We'll get to, you want a good bet, guys. We'll get down to business. It's getting late here already.
My favorite prop bet is no hole in one. You're getting plus money for no hole in ones all tournament. I think it's plus 110. I like it.
No hole in one, huh?
Yeah, you're getting money to bet no hole in one.
We talked about it last night, actually, this one. It's pretty much like a 50-50 split, Tim.
I know, but if you're getting plus 110, I'm getting a little bit more than even money.
What is it? It's 14 holes in one in the last 28 years, right?
Yeah, so, exactly.
But there's been more since 2009, I believe. Let me crank up the exact stat. But you're right. We talked about this one last night in the sense that it's a toss-up 50-50 bet, but you're getting it at plus money, right?
Exactly.
Yet, look at today in the par 3.
Yeah, but that's a 94-yard hole.
Tony Finau, par 3, and then he fucking turns his ankle.
He didn't turn his ankle. He dislocated it.
Is that what it is in the air?
Yeah, they said he dislocated. Even though he popped it right back into place, they're going to monitor it and see how the swelling's doing. And he hopes to play tomorrow, but he doesn't know for sure.
That's unbelievable.
Sort of like the name of that guy in the Lions a couple of years ago. Remember, who had the big sack and then tore his ACL?
Yeah. Cam brought up, too, the kicker. Martin Gramatica did it, I believe, too.
Yeah.
Jumped up, and I can't believe, like, why was he so happy about a hole-in-one there? I mean, fuck. His kids are there, too.
Yeah, I think that's why. His kids were there. He was excited that they got to see him hit a hole-in-one at the par 3 tournament.
Yeah, it's real shame. Real shame. I saw it live, too. It's freak accident. Right.
I did, too. I was having dinner while it happened. I was like, oh, good Lord.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him right now at all.
No, but if you're a risk type of person, he might not be a terrible DraftKings play. If the whole world's going to be off him, you could take him.
Yeah, but Tim, is he going to be able to walk the fucking course for 4 fucking days?
Well, it depends how bad is.
You know it's going to get worse, man.
Probably.
Everyone has played sports. I broke my foot. I've injured myself a lot of my life, and trust me, like I broke my nose in a basketball game, and I played through it, and it fucking hurt like the next day more.
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. I'm just saying if you're a real contrarian.
But he's got top medical attention. I was just lying on a couch by myself, fucking crying. But yeah, he's got medical attention. But you know what I'm saying? Like when a guy twists his hand on a football field, he gets through the game, and then you find out after, he's not playing for 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm just saying if you wanted a real deep contrarian play, the world might be off of him, so you could grab him. might be like less than 1% owned, and who knows? It might be your pathway to winning the Millie Maker or something.
All right. So I'm going to put the parlay in right now. I mean, the shit starts in the morning. We'll get Tim's take on them not showing it on TV till 3. But so I'm going to mix it up here. Top Canadian. All right. This is my parlay. Top Canadian. It's only a 2-horse race here.
I know, and the odds are too low. The odds are way too low on Hadwin. He should be much, much, much bigger of a favorite.
But you're right. It's almost like he should be minus 1,800.
Yeah, I know. In fact, we were talking about this Monday. I think that's a trap number, and I don't know why. There's no reason for me to believe it.
Mike Weir. It's funny you say that, Tim. What, you guys talked about this prop earlier in the week?
We did, because I was like, Mike, we looked at it. How is Mike Weir only plus 450? Like, he should be plus 10,000. And it just, I looked at the number and I was like, I mean, I don't know. I
actually said to you last night, I said, this is one of these deals where, like, if you had a lot of money and shit, that it's actually worth it to lay $80,000 down to win 10. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like a stock market guys would kill for a return like that. It's basically like short of Adam Hadwin. Fucking, I don't want to mush it though, so I'll shut up. Fuck, but exactly. So Adam Hadwin, top Canadian. All he has to do is be better than Mike Weir. So for the record, Mike Weir actually played pretty well today at the par 3, but fuck, so what? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Ricky Fowler's hot girlfriend played pretty well too. Top Chinese player.
I'm all over Han Tao Li. Not just best Chinese player, best debutante. I like him at plus 750.
Oh, you like him as best debutante, huh?
I do.
Did you hear us talking earlier? I'm sure you guys know everything already, but how about the interesting angle here that the last 2 winners of the Dubai Open in 2016, Danny Willett,
and then Sergio last year. Both won the Masters after winning the Dubai Open. He did. And also in last year's British Open, he was tied for 3rd. He shot a 63.
Wow.
At Birkdale. The guy has played well in major championships. I know he's a debutant. Debutantes don't fare well, and I don't think he's going to win, but you're getting plus 750 with him as top Asian golfer, and you're getting plus 750 for him as top debutant. I like them both.
All right, so Tim's on board so far. So I've got Adam Hadwin, Hao Tong Li, and finally, they won't even let me do a 4th one. I tried earlier, guys. And finally, Hideki Matsuyama to be the top Japanese player, Tim, against Mizuyato, Ikeda, and Kodara.
I know they say Matsuyama's wrist is fine, and I'm sure it is fine, but I'm still a little scared, and to me, that would be a no bet.
No, it's a bet.
Well, evidently it is. I'm just saying for me it wouldn't be.
You just sat here and fucking spent 5 minutes telling us about how fucking Finau's a nice little dark horse.
No, I said he would be interesting.
His ankle, and you're worried about Matsuyama's injury?
I said he would be a high risk, if you're a risk-tolerant person, a high-risk DraftKings play. I didn't say go out and bet the farm on Tony Finau.
So I just put the parlay in.
Okay, well, I mean,
Adam Hadwin, top Canadian. Hao Tong Li, top Chinese player. Hideki Matsuyama, top Japanese player.
And what does that pay?
It's minus 131.
Okay.
I wanted to put Alex Noren in to beat Henrik Stenson as top Swede.
I have Alex Noren on a miss the cut parlay of mine, so I don't like him this week.
Do you think Henrik Stenson makes the cut?
Yes, I do. I would play Stenson.
All right. So, all right, you guys just got my parlay there. You got my parlay there. So let me type it out because people are going to ask, what are you talking about? So my parlay is top Canadian. Top Canadian. Hadwin. Top Japan. Hideki Matsuyama. Top Chinese. Hao Li. Top Chinese. Minus 131. There's your winner right there. Minus 131. So Spenny Mac, our boy Spenny Mac, I'm going to put this parlay in right now too. I'm not fucking around. Instead of talking about this shit, we're going to make some money here. So you know Spenny Mac and his legendary parlays, Tim.
Yes, I do.
This guy's been fucking killing it. All right, let me fucking Twitter. Where's the likes? Fuck off. Fuck, I have a hard time finding things. It's annoying. I hate staring at computers all day. All right. It just threw me off, too. For some reason, somebody just sent me a picture of myself for some reason. All right.
Wasn't a portrait in the attic, was it?
No,
no,
it wasn't. It wasn't like Kramer's shot or anything like that. No, it was like, I don't know, it was like a TV picture for some reason. The guy's pushing the shot. All right, so this is to make the cut. Let me open the book up here and play along right now, if you guys. So listen, this is from our boy Spenny Mac. He's in the chat sometimes. It's not Spencer S. Spencer S. is a great guy and a smart capper too. But our boy Spenny Mac, this guy motherfucking crushes these parlays. Last year he won $62,000 on the make the cut parlay. This year he bet $3,700 to win $46,000, and he's gracious enough to share the parlay with us. So Jordan Spieth to make the cut, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I don't think he's going to win this thing, but yeah, he's definitely going to make the cut.
To make cut, Spieth is in. Yes. Justin Rose to make the cut.
We were talking about big, of course.
Every rose has a thorn. All right, Justin Rose. Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Tim agrees. All right. Now, it's hard to disagree because we're at the top. They get the
yes, they're going to get progressively tougher.
Exactly. You'll see everyone always says at the end, oh, I don't know. Like, so, wow, you got to take someone to make the parlay pay. All right. Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas is making the cut. Justin Thomas. You make the team. Lefty, Phil Mickelson.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Phil Mickelson. Yes. All right. Paul Casey.
I guess so.
Tim hates Paul Casey for some reason.
Yeah, I'm ice cold on him, but you like him, so.
He's not missing the cut.
Okay, well then.
Sergio Garcia.
Yeah, I like Sergio. It's another person. Very few people are talking about the defending champion.
Right. Sergio Garcia to make the cut. Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, I like him. Although Ricky's real feast or famine. Would not shock me if Ricky crashed out, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, Ricky is feast or famine. That's a good way of putting it. Matt Kuchar.
Yeah, I like Cooch this week.
Matt Kuchar. All right. Henrik Stenson.
Love him. Love him to make the cut this week.
You do, huh? See, this is the one a lot of people are worried about.
No, not worried about the king.
And you think top Swede Stenson versus Noren, right? You think that Stenson...
Yeah, because I don't think Noren's making the cut. I have a not to make the cut parlay, and he's on it.
Really? That must pay pretty well, too.
Yeah, it pays about 400. Pays about 40 to 1. 400 to 1. Sorry.
Wow, you got a lot. Really? We'll get your parlay saying. All right, so Alex Noren.
Well, I think he's not making the cut, as I just said.
Yeah, not making the cut. Exactly. Fuck, Tim's trying to curse our fucking parlay here.
There is no curse, so I'm not trying to curse anything.
Hey, you're cursing our parlay. Daniel Berger.
Yeah, I like him.
Daniel Berger. And finally, in closing, Kevin Kisner.
Sure. I mean, I think that's dicey too, but I understand a lot of people do like Kisner this week for various reasons, so I wouldn't put up a fuss about it.
And for some reason, I can't motherfucking find him. Johnson, Matt Kuchar.
Just control F it.
Give me 1 second, Tim. Sorry, I'll be 1 second here. Where the fuck is he? Fuck. Did they fucking take him off the fucking board?
Well, like I said, just control F and then search for it.
That never works.
Oh, okay.
I'm on Bet365 here. Is that going to work there?
Should.
All right, hold on. I'm even missing someone else here. Fuck. All right, I'll get this parlay in here after. I'll read them back to you after. So, yeah, we had Dan Daly on today. And he's from Austin, Texas. We have top amateur, Dave Gahn.
I know nothing about the.
Sorry. It's spelled Ghin, but they're saying it's Doug Gahn or something like that. He's in Austin. He's a Texas Longhorn. And I guess fucking, I don't know if he's played well here at the fucking, in the junior shit or something, but, you know, Dan Daly was very excited about this guy fucking winning and being top amateur.
It would be a total dart throw on my behalf. I don't know anything about the amateurs in the draw.
Man, why? Joaquin Newman. Like I said, his name's Doug Gim, but I think it's Doug Gahn. Cam sort of knew the guy. Let's see. Doug, let me see. I'm playing it, though. I'm going to bet it right now. He's plus 333. Yeah,
You can't wait to see Jim Nance interview him on Butler Cabin as low amateur.
Here he is, University of Texas. Yeah, man, he doesn't fucking. Yeah, love. I tried to visit the Texas Longhorn website, and it won't let me because I have ad blocker. I was wondering about his name. All right, he's Asian. That's why. So it's Doug Gim, but Doug Gahn. Yeah, this kid can rip it, man. And like I said, plus 3-3 is top amateur, guys. I'm going to jump in. This is a Dan Daly special, but Dan's a real good capper. All right, Tim. So, any other bold predictions for us on the way out here? Stanley Cup playoffs start 1 week from tonight.
Yeah, I have very strong feelings on my teams. Yeah.
Who you taking?
In the East, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're my pick, and I think they're going to win the Stanley Cup too. And they will be playing the Winnipeg Jets. So the Lightning and Jets would be my picks.
Oh, fucking Winnipeg has just been undercursed. Winnipeg has just been undercursed.
Not a thing. They haven't been cursed. They and the Lightning will play in the Stanley Cup Finals.
And so you got the Lightning beating the Winnipeg Jets in the finals.
I do.
I think we're going to take a poll question after whether they believe that the curse is real or not.
I have been picking year after year after year the Washington Capitals to win the East, to win the Stanley Cup.
That's who I'm picking, Tim.
I'm now off them. I think they're getting bounced in the first round. I'm completely done with them. I am forsaking them. I want nothing to do with them. I think they'll probably get New Jersey in the first round. I think the Devils will skewer them. I want nothing to do with the Capitals. I'm finished with them. I forsake them.
I like this, Tim. I like it. You're off the team that I'm on right now.
I've been on the Capitals. It's just about every single year I've been on them.
Finally, you're worn out. Eh? You just can't do it.
I've had enough. I've had enough.
I almost feel like the way about the Raptors, Tim, but you already think the Raptors are kind of toast already, even. Huh?
Well, not that they're toast. They could make the Eastern Conference Finals, but like, as long as LeBron James is healthy, Toronto cannot win 4 games out of 7. It's that simple. Can they beat them once? Can they beat them twice? Absolutely. Can they beat them 4 times? I can't imagine a scenario where they could.
Tim Anderson. No, Druzilla's worried. Did he just curse the Devils? He said, no, you like the Devils, actually, right?
I think the Devils are going to – yeah, if the Devils were to play Washington in the first round, I would pick the Devils to win the series.
All right, so you picked the Devils. Yeah, you cursed the Devils, Drew. That's sorry, my bad.
But it's conditional. If it's Philadelphia that get in the first round, I would pick Philly instead to beat Washington. It's an anti-Washington play for me.
Oh, so you're cursing the Flyers too.
Whomever. Now, see, that doesn't work like this. It doesn't work at all because there is no curse. But anyway, I like Tampa Bay, and I hate the Leafs too. The Leafs are getting bounced.
I don't know why. I don't know how. LV Joe just walked the Canada curling team. What, the women's curling team?
No, the men's national team is in Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
World Championships.
Yeah, it's on TV here, actually, LV Joe. Need 4 rocks for my 14 parlay. All right. Tim, it's always a fun time breaking it down with you.
It was a pleasure. Best of luck.
Thanks for the time.
Especially to Paul Casey, who is going to need it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're confused that with Paul Casey was someone else.
No, I was just confused at how that is odds.
Yeah, I think you think he's someone else. You're like,
well, I know. I was just mistaken, but I wish you the best of luck.
Well, I just remember, just like my Duke in Kansas pick, Just remember to tweet me on Sunday saying, good job, Morency.
Hey, and I did. I gave you credit that I was wrong.
I do appreciate it.
I said I was. I'm not. I'm wrong a lot, so I'm not afraid to admit when I am.
That was an ugly championship game though on Monday. Huh?
They're always ugly championship games. Every single year, they're ugly.
Yeah, I know.
Because the referees, get extra eyeballs, you get extra calls.
All right, last question. Toronto Maple Leafs. How far do they go in the playoffs?
They are getting bounced in the first round.
You think the Leafs are getting bounced in the first
round? Well, right now they are lined up to play Tampa Bay in the first round because Boston leapt over Tampa. So by definition, if I have Tampa winning the East, Toronto has to go out in the first round.
Yeah, you know one thing I don't like about this? I don't even know who's playing who.
Yeah, well, no one will, but we'll know in a week's time, and then we can play with the brackets. And
exactly.
We can't get the Leafs and Bruins out quickly enough.
Tim, it's always a pleasure.
Take care.
There's Tim Anderson with his great stuff with Tim. As always, man, these 3 hours just fly by. We always say, we're not going too late tonight, but we're not done yet. We'll give you our props. So we got some more picks to give you on the way out. We gave you the Anaheim Ducks in game.
In the NBA's regular season, the fun hasn't even.
Now we're trying to sweat out this Laker game. Ooh, we're tied 108 with 4 seconds left. Son of a bitch. I can lose both my plays right now. I've got the second half over, and I got the Lakers on the money line. You know what? Overtime would be nice because I'd hit the over and then maybe hit it. But if the Lakers win right now, boom, the Lakers have the ball too. Now, I know some of you are on the Spurs here, but I'm Ray Bulger, fuck,
you
right?
Cannot leave Fry.
Ray Bulger's looking out for Ray Bulger right now.
You cannot let a three-point guy open up. Hart gets it into Zubac. 3 to go. Josh Hart.
He's going to score.
No, pick up. Comes off. We'll go to overtime.
They went to a commercial as he shot.
This game.
I missed it.
We've seen so many great things happen.
He went up, and it was like they cut away for a split second. All right, we're going to hit the over.
Watch this.
Well, maybe. But
how about 2 defensive guys?
I don't know how that ball didn't roll in.
The Laker fan is saying, ooh, that almost did. But how about the 2 black shirts?
Did that happen to everybody's feet or just me? Did that happen to everybody or just me? You guys saw that too. It's unbelievable. He went up for the basket, and you heard me say, oh, my God, he's going to score. Like, he fucking darted right in, Pope, and no one stopped him. I'm like, he's going to score. He went up, and it went to a cell phone commercial for a second, and it went right back, and it was like, oh, we're going to overtime. I thought maybe it was just my stream, but no, holy shit. Yeah, good job, NBA TV. You guys want a 1% integrity fucking fee. Biggest fucking play of the game. Gamblers around the fucking world panic on a 108 game, and we missed the fucking layup shot. Are you kidding me? I was like, he's going to score. I'm like, where's what? Whoa, where's phone? No. Holy shit. All right, going to take a quick break here. We're going to OT here.
On Wednesday, a special moment for Gary, his first ever hole-in-one in front of his grandfather. Going home, Tom Watson won the event.
Time for another Did You See That moment? And we head to Pittsburgh, where Civic Kids pulls off perhaps the goal of the year.
Here's a basket bucket.
Dive by Civic. Did you see that? Actually backed it out of the air twice on his way to beating Carey Price with an absolute beauty.
Are you kidding me? Sidney
that? Brought to you by Alcon Dailies. See it all with Alcon Dailies contact lenses.
At Canadian Tire, thousands of testers are making sure the latest and greatest products are ready for life in Canada. Tonight we're testing the Nest Cam Outdoor by playing a game of hide and seek. Vision you can monitor your home 24/7 for safer home security. Ready or not, run the shed, the tree, and the chair. It's really not fair. For the latest and greatest products, Canadian Tire's got it.
Van Hoot Coffee. The difference is the master roaster. The Van Hoot Master Roaster is to coffee what Van Gogh is to painting. What Van Beethoven is to the symphony. Van Damme to the split. What Eddie Van Halen is to the electric guitar. Van Hoot Master Roaster. Master of coffee. God's Turf Builder Remix Lawn Food gives you a deep green lawn. Fast. And our advanced Turf Builder formula keeps it green longer. First, we increased iron supplements, stimulate chlorophyll production for a darker green in just 3 days. Then, added slow-release nitrogen and essential nutrients in up to 8 weeks. Because if it doesn't get green fast, it's not green next. Thus, gets green fast. Why do we insist on pushing the limits of possibility? Why do we feel compelled to get out there and marvel at the unknown? Maybe the question isn't why. Maybe it's why not. Jeep Cherokee. With capability comes possibility. Right now, you're at 50% off MSRP. That's $7,500 in total discounts.
Absolutely huge game for the Raptors as they're just 2 games up on the Celtics. And you know it's big because Drake is in the building. He even takes a moment to show George Burke some love. Lovely stuff. First quarter, Raptors struggling on the offensive end. They shoot just 6 for 23 from the field with just 14 points. That's their lowest point total in the first quarter.
Thanks, Babato. Good hit tonight. Thanks for joining us. Oh, Lakers are up fucking right, man. Told you, motherfuckers. Plus 290. Let's get this. We hit the Ducks. We're,
going down inside.
Did we hit the over in the second half? I think we did, right?
That he can shoot the ball on the move.
49, 48, 104. Boom. Fucking right.
He's a handful to defend, I tell you. Hart goes 1 for 2. This is the biggest lead of the game.
Winner.
For the Lakers at 6 points.
Winner.
3 minutes to go.
Like Kramer. He's beating up the kids. Winner.
That's a confident looking shot like Patty Mills who throws it. Now you have to button up the
114, 110, though. Sweat job here. Thing is, though, whatever, man. I'd rather take a plus 290 in a fucking toss-up. Like, it was a weird number here. All right, Rakuten Eagles and the Nippon Ham Fighters right now. It's 1-0. It's in the 4th inning. It's fucking 6.5. But we're going to go small on the under here. We're going small on the under 6.5 in this Japanese game. In game. They're in the 4th inning. It's 1-0. Nippon Ham Fighters and the Rakuten Eagles. I want to see, let's see. Doug. Here we go. This one I see, I never heard this guy's name. I said, like, the guy, buddy was on the phone. He's like, Doug Gone. I was like, Doug Gone? I see Doug Gim. He's like, yeah, no, Doug Gone. His name's Gone. But yeah, I see he's an Asian guy, so.
To the Los Angeles Lakers, Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka, they selected
The number 11 Texas men's golf team has a semifinalist for the Jack Nicklaus Player of the Year award. Quite an honor for a junior who couldn't even afford to buy his own golf balls when he was a kid.
Wow.
If there's anyone who can appreciate playing and winning for the Longhorns, it's Doug Gim.
Doug Gim.
But the fact that he can rebound the basketball and play good defense, he's a tough matchup.
So even Dan Daly was sure the name. Wanted to get his name right, so we look it up for sure. All right, here, Doug Gim. Doug Gim.
Anyone who can appreciate playing and winning for the Longhorns, it's Doug Gim.
My dad would fish golf balls, so I would go play. And I remember I would try to help him sometimes, and he would tell me, no, your job is to get better.
Doug Gim didn't have access to a country club. He did have his father, Jeff.
We would have like buckets of balls of the new balls that people didn't pick up from the hazards. We would
an honor for a junior who could.
All right, Doug Gibb. Nice story here. Let's get it, Doug Gibb. Yeah, Doug Gibb. Doug Gim, top amateur, plus 333. I'll get that in right now, too. This shit starts at 8:30 in the morning, man. I was going to fucking put my bracket team in on the fucking plane, and I got all drunk, and I didn't get my fucking team in. I ain't fucking around here. All right, top amateur. Where the fuck is it? There he is. Doug Gim. Small play, plus 333. So like I said, man, I can't click it for you guys. You guys want to win the parlay to make the cut. Jordan Spieth, Justin Rose, Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas, Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, Paul Casey, Sergio Garcia, Ricky Fowler, Matt Kuchar, Henrik Stenson, Alex Noren, Daniel Berger, Kevin Kisner. 14 golf parlay, all to make the cut. It's like fucking 11 to 1. For some reason, I couldn't find Kisner. But I'm sick and I'm blind. Oh, Lakers. Lakers.
Our guy, Zubac.
117, 110.
Why? Because his man is playing
And the game goes over in the second half. Boom.
There's all kinds of space.
This could be nice. We're on the Rockies tonight. We're on the Ducks in game. We're on the Lakers money line, and we're on the fucking over in this game. Let's go. Give me a nice 4-0 night here. Let's go. Kuzma going to the line. San Antonio, you guys are gutless. Fuck. Lakers blow and you're losing them. Fuck. All right, boom. We hit the over. Hey, here's Spenny Mac in the house. Yeah, I'm going to play the parlay right now, Spenny Mac. Let's see. All right, to make cut. I don't know what I missed last time, fucking. I always have a hard time here. So I got my, I don't know if you were paying attention. I know you probably tuned in to Dan Daly today. But I don't know, Spenny Mac here. Take a shot on this one. Doug Gim. Doug Gim, top amateur. Last year, Spenny Mac won $65,000 on the parlay. This year, he's gunning for $46K. All right, Jordan Spieth, yes, to make the cut. Spieth, yes. Rose, yes. McIlroy, yes. He was in the parlay. Mickelson, yes. Justin Thomas, yes. Paul Casey, yes. Bubba Watson, yes. Sergio Garcia, yes. Ricky Fowler, yes. Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, Paul Casey, Phil Mickelson. Matt Kuchar, yes. All right, so Paul Casey, Sergio Garcia, Henrik Stenson. The fuck am I missing here? Henrik Stenson, yes. Alex Noren, yes. Daniel Berger, yes. So I'm missing what? Kuchar, fucking Fowler. What am I missing here? Fuck. It's like I'm missing golfers. It's like I don't see them on the fucking sheet here. All right, I've got 13 of them. Why can't I see Kevin Kisner? Am I fucking blind? Mark Leishman, Hideki Matsuyama, Adam Scott, Alex Noren, Ian Poulter, Tommy Fleetwood, Louis Oosthuizen, Patrick Reed, DeChambeau, Hatton, Cantlay, Berger, Ryan Moore, Alfred Barnrat, Hadwin, Hoffman, Peters, Chappell, Harmon, Schwartzel. Oh, there he is. Fuck me. Fuck, that was frustrating. All right, parlay's down to plus 916 right now. Lakers up 120 to 112.
Working against Hart. Mills launches the three and rebounded by Caldwell Pope, and that just might do it. That was good basketball.
Boom. Lakers are about to win. Nice. Fucking right. Plus 290. I was like, man, I was like plus 170 to win the second half. I was like, that seems like a good number. And then I was like, well, like I said, why would we take plus 170 just win half? Let's just go to win the fucking game then. Lucky I went to overtime. It is what it is, but we'll take it. Now we got some nice little Masters money to roll over here. I'm wondering, I don't have that much money in my account right now. It's been a rough fucking couple of weeks. Fucking shit going on with me. Usually I'm the one telling people, yeah, wait, checks in the mail. But now literally that's my life. Like, fucking snowing heavily, man. Holy shit, fuck. Pittsburgh and Minnesota playing in the snow in Pittsburgh. Pretty crazy. Baseball. So I'm looking at this right now. I got faith in my boy Spenny Mac. We're going in right now, Spenny Mac. I don't have $3,000 to put on it. In fact, in this account right now, I've got $104 plus the Lakers money that's going to be coming back. But we're going $50. Marge, I put my foot down. It's too late. The foot's down. We're in. We're on the Spenny Mac train, Spenny. $50 pays $508. Yeah, Paul Casey's my pick to win, Brian Rowe. Paul Casey's my pick to win. Yeah, so I just put $50 on that 14 guy to make the cut parlay. It'd be a nice score. 50 for 508 gives me. What I like about this make the cut parlay too is we don't even have to wait till Sunday, or anything like that, right? We'll know Friday night who made the cut, so you'll get paid for this Friday night, win or lose. We'll know winner of Friday night. It won't let me copy and paste it for some reason. I got to get better at that. I see people doing screenshots of their pics. I always have a hard time doing it. What is it? You do the fucking still shot and shit. It was plus 11-15. It was plus 11. It was like 11 to 1 earlier in the week, but it's come down a little bit. Overtime is asking to repeat the parlay. I'm trying to figure out how to fucking copy and paste this. Like, why won't it fucking... Let's see this. Copy link to tweet. Yeah, here you go. What happens when you click that link? Why does YouTube do that? Why does fucking YouTube do that? There you go, Ty Rich. Thank you very much. Yeah, 14 guys to make the cut. $50 pays $508. So yeah, I just played that parlay. $50 pays 508. I'm playing the parlay. Yeah, like Dan Daly said today, John Rahm has the temperament of a 3-year-old kid. Fuck, he ain't winning Augusta. You got to be calm and composed to win at Augusta. John Rahm's not calm and composed. Thanks, Rosa. Listen, John Rahm's good, but I bought into the John Rahm hype a couple of weeks ago and at that fucking match play shit, and the guy sucked, fuck. He's a good player, but I don't think he's winning this. Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling it, Bobbert. Oh, yeah. He's going to make the cut. Listen, I wouldn't mind putting together another little make-the-cut parlay here with other guys. I do agree. Like, look, I think Dustin Johnson's going to make the cut. Dustin Johnson's going to make the cut. I think Ian Poulter will make the cut. Louis Oosthuizen will make the cut. DeChambeau. These are other guys that aren't in the parlay. Matsuyama. You want to throw John Rahm in here? Plus 161. Dustin Johnson, DeChambeau, Louis Oosthuizen, Hideki Matsuyama, and John Rahm. There's only 87 golfers in the field, right? But I'll leave it, Spenny Mac's the expert. If he put $3,700 on it, he obviously put his, if Spenny Mac's dropping 37, I would put more on it, to be honest. I wish I had more money in my account right now. All these trips and my fucking horse and conflict, all this shit's catching up to me, man. Like I said, I'm waiting on bank wires. I'm waiting on checks. It's been a rough fucking, I woke up in a very bad mood today about this shit. It's like, all right, I get it. It's like it's almost like everywhere I go, there was a problem here, there. I'm like, holy shit, what is this? This fucking Screw Morency week here? But it's all right. It's the calm before the storm. It's the calm before the storm. Like I said, NHL hockey playoffs start on Wednesday. We're going to go hard, fuck. The unit sizes will go way up. The intensity on this show, it'll be a real late night anger management class again. That's going to be real cool. Every fucking night we're going to have games. So we'll have late night hockey Wednesday, Thursday, Friday here. Playoff hockey next week. And then boom, the NBA playoffs start next weekend. NBA playoffs start next weekend. It's hard to believe, actually. Fuck, it's here. Fuck. NBA playoffs start, and then boom, man, it'll be nuts. Think about it like 2 weeks from now, not next week, but the week after, when NHL playoff hockey and NBA playoff basketball is on. It's going to be intense here on this show. A lot of gambling and a lot of rage. Hopefully, a lot of wins. Hopefully, no rage. Hopefully, no rage. All right, we told you to take the under in the Rakuten Nippon game. Still 1-0 right now as we speak. Although they do have runners on first and second right now. And almost a miracle here. Solis is losing to Capitan right now. Mexican basketball. As long as we're jumping on the money line train here. What did I tell you last night? This Solis team, they never fucking lose, man. Like every time they seem to play every night here. Every night we're like, man, Solis, and then they pull away. They're losing right now, which is actually a good thing. Round one of the finals. Yeah, it's the finals. Well, it's the playoffs. Solis, Captain Game, Cabinet Championship Series opener. Capitan 25 and fucking 14. Yeah, it seems like they're the two best teams. I think it's the finals. I think it's like the Mexican finals. I'm not sure because I sort of see other teams, but April 6th. Fuck, they were just plus 150 and all that talking. Fuck, they're down to 125 or at 130 right now. Yeah, a small piece of Solis here. Soles, S-O-L-E-S, Soles in the Mexican basketball, the Mexican basketball playoffs. Like I said, I think it's the championship. Game 2. Solis won last night, 80-69. Right now they're losing 60-56. They're plus 130 though. Baseball game, second and third with one out though. All right, so we'll take one quick break. We'll come back with some closing thoughts, and I'll give you my closing Masters picks. You got to get this shit in by Yeah, Bryce Love is a good player. I'm not betting on the Dodgers right now, man. You got to back off. Dodgers are streaky. When shit ain't going well for them, don't take them. We got to wait for them to heat up. Thing with the Heisman, it is often someone you don't suspect, Spenny Mac. And the problem with Bryce Love is he has a hard time staying healthy. He's a smaller dude, so he gets beat up a bit. Jonathan Taylor, Wisconsin. Voters aren't impressed with Wisconsin because they run the ball all the time and shit. So it's tough. Dobbins, Ohio State is overhyped a little bit. The kid from Alabama came in and saved the day in the championship game, but Alabama really doesn't run a type of offense that's going to win you a Heisman Trophy. Bryce Love's not bad at 10-1. Jake Fromm, 12-1 Georgia. Khalil Tate could get an invite. You know, I'm looking at the field right now, and Bryce Love's going to be in a mix. Like, it's not a bad pick, Spenny Mac. The only thing is there's going to be one of these fucking kids that just fucking goes off. You know, like Nick Fitzgerald, Mississippi State, 33-1. Like, there'll be some like weird, you know, that you don't expect, but DeAndre Francois, Florida State, he could fucking light it up. Justin Herbert with the, Justin Herbert. You know what? Bryce Love, you might be onto something here with Bryce Love. Like I said, my only problem with Bryce Love is he has a tendency to get banged up a lot. Yeah, I saw your parlay, Spenny Mac. I saw it with Bryce Love in there. I don't have the patience for that one. Fuck, you got to wait till next December. Fuck, will I even be alive next December? Fuck, I'm pretty sick right now. I'm pretty sick right now. Can't wait for some college football. No, it is though. You know, that's the smart shit I got to start getting into more in the futures because it really is like investments, like Drew said. And I trust my own sports betting more than the government's fucking stocks and shit, 401ks and all that bullshit. But that's how you got that big Patriot parlay that you cashed out on and won, right? You showed patience. Yeah, get your survivor picks in. If the series starts Friday, Pappin, it's all right on Friday. But if it starts tomorrow, get them in just before 7 o'clock or whenever the games start. I'm gonna post them all on my Patreon page so people can see who everyone has and shit. Yeah, man. I'm excited for the Spenny Mac parlay. Let's hit this shit, man. We'll hit 500 fucking bucks, 50 bucks, 508. I'd like that if we could win that in the next 2 days. We're going to have some fun on the show the next couple of nights, though. We got UFC 223. It's a good card. We'll run through every fight, I promise, on Friday. We got WrestleMania. I'll bring in my boy, Rockamaniac. Rockamaniac. Talk some WrestleMania. We got UFC. We got the Masters. Be some good shit here. Which I think maybe we'll get Gamblou on the show later in the week. All right, we'll take a last quick break. I'll come back and I'll recap my golf picks, and then we're out of here.
longer than a lot of the other. It's pretty obvious. Fully aged whiskey is so much better. On and off, but for nothing less. For a perfect lawn, I only use Promix. Grass seed and lawn fertilizer. Only Promix keep up with my standards of performance. This is psychoactive technology. It puts power in from root to tip. Because for real men, Promix told you. Experience every success race.
All right. All right, so I got to get out of here. Fuck. My Masters picks. And listen, I'm not the golf fucking expert of all experts or anything like that. But I put some work into this tournament, and we talk to a lot of good gamblers, and I know who to read and who to follow and check out. And like I said, I know a lot of the trends. I've been betting the Masters is the one tournament I've actually done well at. I picked Nick Faldo years ago. It's like my best golf pick ever. Like literally, it was in 1997. I'll never forget, I called it in from the phone booth from the same building that those terrorists fucking tried to blow the Seattle Needle up from. I remember there was a payphone outside, and I called it in. I was like, I got to bet this. Nick Faldo's going to win. I got to get this in. It was like fucking 12-1. I remember it was a big deal in those days, too. It was harder. Like, I had to go to a Western Union and send the money and, like, the whole 9 yards. And it actually won. Fuck. And I thought after, I'm good at this golf shit. Fuck. No, I'm not. But the Masters, I'm not bad at. So, my 3 Masters picks to win. Justin Rose. All right, I'm going to give you 3 guys to bet on to win outright. Justin Rose, 14-1. Bubba Watson, 16-1. Paul Casey, 22-1. One of these 3 guys is going to win the tournament. Paul Casey, Bubba Watson, or Justin Rose. I love the Rose prop if you're patient. Rose top 20, minus 138. Solid bet right there. Top amateur. Top amateur. We're playing Doug Gim. Doug Gim, plus 333. Doug Gim. Top amateur. We are playing the parlay. Top Canadian, Adam Hadwin. Parlayed with a top Japanese player, Hideki Matsuyama. Parlayed with top Chinese player, Tao Li. Minus 131. And we are playing Spenny Max 14, make the cut parlay. So to repeat, I've got Justin Rose 14-1, Bubba Watson 16-1, Paul Casey 22-1. I'm betting on Paul Casey to be top 20 at minus 138. Maybe parlay that with Khabib or something. It's not bad, actually. Paul Casey and Khabib, top 20. Paul Casey, top 20. The parlay, Adam Hadwin, top Canadian. Tao Li, top Chinese player. Hao Tong Li. Tao Li. Hung Tong Li. Hao Tong Li. Hao Tong Li. Top Chinese player, Hideki Matsuyama, minus 131. Spenny Max, parlay. And other than that, listen, we can't bet on everybody, fuck. There's so many good golfers that have an opportunity to win this tournament, man. It's going to be some good shit. Teddy Cover steps up and in tomorrow night. Teddy Cover steps up tomorrow night. Maybe we'll have a surprise or two. You know what? Maybe we'll do Wilson tomorrow night. Fridays get pretty busy and crazy all the time. So maybe we'll get Rockamaniac tomorrow night because Teddy joins us at 11 o'clock. Maybe we'll kick off with some WrestleMania action. If you're in our Major League Baseball Survivor pool and you're betting on something, the series starts tomorrow, make sure you get me an email, a tweet, or whatever before this shit starts. I'm not going to force any afternoon action here with you right now. But if I was, I'd take a look at the Philadelphia Phillies and the Colorado Rockies. Early baseball tomorrow. Phillies and Rockies. But we got to get out of here. Thanks for sharing your parlays with us, Spenny Mac. I told you who I liked. Justin Rose, Bubba Watson, Paul Casey. My parlay is top Canadian Adam Hadwin, top Japanese player Hideki Matsuyama, top Chinese player Hao Tong Li. Paul Casey to make to be top 20 at minus 138, and the Spenny Mac fucking special parlay. Other than that, you're on your own. May the winners be yours later.